one community, 3 tiers, 44 teams, and nearly 200 matches played. It's all led to this. Welcome to the playoffs, where the pretenders get eliminated, no second chances are given, and only the strong will survive. We'll see dominant performances, we'll see rivals clash, and we'll see shocking upsets. Players and teams of all skill levels have practiced for months to get here, giving it everything they have, but at the end of the day, only one will achieve: tranquility.
Welcome back to Overwatch Tranquility Playoffs. Today we have a fun match coming to you out of our Discord tier. It's going to be Prodigious playing Instaloch. I am going to be your play-by-play caster for the night, Bard, and I am joined by the ever-wonderful Vila on Analyst. How you doing tonight, Vila?
Well, you're always too kind, Bard, but I'm fantastic tonight. We have a great Discord tier match. When I was looking at these, I was happy to cast this one because I really felt this one had the potential to be probably the closest match, I think, with two pretty evenly matched teams as far as I can tell.
Yeah, we've had some close matches and we've had some not so close matches in the playoffs so far. I'm hoping this one is a bit more of a close match. Prodigious, they had their bye week. They're coming into this. They're going to see how strong they're looking for playoffs with a couple new pickups and Instaloch moving their way through pretty smoothly. Ready to get things going. So who do you expect to see coming out on top here? These are two teams that we're used to seeing Ryan out of. We're used to seeing them be very aggressive as teams. How do you think they're going to hold up in either dive or double shield?
Well, it's going to sound pretty obvious, but it's really just going to be adaptation to, the comp. I mean, just all across the board, a lot of teams have had to have very flexible hero pools and great adaptation with having to play dive sometimes, having to play double shield unexpectedly, playing that Ryan Zarya, Ryan Diva Brawl Center kind of play style. And yeah, like you said, both of these teams, they have very great main tanks. J-Star from Prodigious and Slang Taffy coming out from Instaloch, who are very aggressive Ryan players, just big shatters all season long, really helping their teams in all these team fights. But now it's going to be, it's going to be about the horse. It's going to be about the Mega Cow. It's going to be about the Orisa. And it's really going to be, I think, which one of those two is able to get more value and really pull their team to victory on that hero.
Yeah, absolutely. And I don't think we can write off dive being played tonight. We've seen some mixed, interesting comps coming out with Ryan being banned, but I do agree that double shield is pretty much going to be
we'll see
the
it.
most. Yeah, we'll see it. It's going to be played. it's hard not to be played. We're going to jump into map 1 though, Nepal. We're going to be starting on Shrine, a very interesting map here, and I think this of all of them might be the best for dive. A lot of high ground you can stage on, a lot of room for your DPS to play around where you don't need a shield, a lot of places for your supports to duck back into and keep themselves safe without quite as much peel from those shield tanks. But then again, it's also a map where you can just get yourself up onto the objective point, put your shield down, and shoot at the enemy team until they die. So
absolutely. I mean, it's definitely the most it's the most possible we could see dive on. Village and Sanctum, really not very possible to play dive on. Typically you go to Sanctum, you see a lot of Orisa Hog or, Sigma. Then you go over to the Village, you always have like Ryan Zarya with like May Reaper. Obviously won't be seeing that tonight since 2 of those heroes are banned out of those 4. But we are coming out here and we're going to see some dive coming out from the side of Prodigious J-Start on that Winston, and we're going to see basically double main tank dive with Ogre Drive on that Hammond, and then going up against Orisa Hog coming out from the side of Instaloch.
Yeah, I really like the Hammond here. A lot more disrupt. Usually pair it with a Zarya or a Diva, but with Winston, you can pepper down those targets a little faster. And Echo here is going to be doing a lot of damage to these dive targets as we go in. J-Star just looking for someone to dive now as he goes in. Ostory is trying to get into the back line, but no, taken down by Cognitive. Hit so early as Case is going to trade him out, but J-Star is going to go down to Sweet Buns, and the GPS already proving to make the difference on Instaloch. Muscles is going to take down Nagisa as well. Mamberdy will trade out Bad Heals, but Sweet Buns is still alive and takes him down in return. Overdrive managing to trade out Sweet Buns. We're getting a lot of trades here, but it looks like the Orisa fortified composition is just going to survive a lot longer and a lot more easily than the dive comp.
Yeah, some pretty big DPS plays off the start already. Mamberdy coming out on that Doom Biscuit, getting a really nice pick on the Bad Heals from the side of Instaloch. And then Sweet Buns, they waited for the dive to come in. They waited for that separation from all the side of Prodigious to be able to come in here and get some incredible picks on that Tracer. Already seeing the value coming in big time. Already about to build up to a pulse bomb on that hero. And Sacred Ball is going to be coming in with the Coalescence already.
Yeah, Sacred Ball is using the Coalescence to keep their tanks up and pepper down the tanks of the enemy team of Prodigious behind that shield, but now the Sigma's going to play the big difference as they push in, and Mambro, dude, a huge pick on the Sweet Buns, getting the headshot, flipping on those heads, ding, 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 as they go in, and the EMP is going to follow it up. O-Stories building up the EMP before Cognitive Pit, and J-Star and O-Stories are going to follow that through. The Echo Sombra EMP is going to win the fight for Prodigious here, but 50% has been secured for Instaloch.
Yeah, great engagement right there by Prodigious. We're seeing the advantage of having that second shield, having that sustain, and my big question was, is Muscle's going to switch off of this Roadhog? He might use his ult and then switch, but I think it'll be very good. You know, you just don't have the sustain power that the side Prodigious has with that extra shield, and also some good utility coming out from that Sigma as well. You have an ability to negate all damage, and you have some great CC, and we're already seeing a Flux coming out.
Oh, but O-Story is taken down by Cognitive Pit, and now building up the EMP. Pit might be able to get in there and absolutely take down the enemy team, but it doesn't matter. Nagisa uses her Moira Coalescence before the EMP comes out, takes down Muscles on that Roadhog before they can use their ultimate fully. And now the EMP committed by Cognitive Pit is not going to be enough to immediately swing the fight, and now it looks like the advantage is going to be on the side of Prodigious as O-Story comes back on that Echo, a huge anti though. He connects with Mambro Dude. Bad Heal's taken down in return by J-Star, but Mambro Dude has been taken down, and Sweet Buns with two huge picks coming into that overdrive on Sigma, managing to trade on a Slaying Tacky, but no, Prodigious are just down too many members. Overdrive traded as well. Nagus is going to be taken down. Now it's just Ace trying to stall out on the point as Lucio, but he gets taken down by Muscles, and the damage coming out of Instaloch was just more than enough to take that point for them.
Absolutely. Pretty disastrous, if I'm being honest, for Prodigious. You know, you invest so many ultimates, and then Instaloch, they did a really good job of sending Sacred and Sweet Buns over to the left-hand side on the flank, and then the target priority, the discipline, just completely fell apart for Prodigious, and now we're seeing got a Orisa ultimate coming out. They already got two quick picks here, Bard.
Yeah, Cognitive Pit coming out above O-Stories once again. That's 2 or 3
nice
coming
hook
tonight. And now Muscles gets the hook on Nagisa, manages to fade out and escape, but Cognitive is not going to let them escape, takes them down, and now Prodigious look like they're on their last legs. Looking for one last fight here. They do have the Lucio speed boost. They're going to get in, but they really only have 1 or 2 ults coming online immediately.
And it's so tough because you're going against an EMP here and they don't have sound barrier. What are they really going to do against this?
Oh, we'll see. They open with the Flux.
It's canceled!
But he gets hacked out by the EMP. Slaying Taffy takes down J-Star. Overdrive gets taken down next. O-Stories managed to take down Bad Heal. Mandro Dude is taken down by Muscles, but Nagisa takes down Sacred Walrus. The trades are starting to favor Prodigious ever so slightly, but Case gets taken down, and now it's just O-Stories in that Echo to Orisa form, trying to stay alive as Echo on point. J-Star is coming back on the Hammond. That ball can stall for so long, but he just gets focused down, and then Sweet Buns take down O-Stories now Overdrive, and Mambro Dude alone on the point, not securing any picks here. Overdrive taken down, and now Mambro Dude punching off the point, trying to stay alive. Manages to touch, allows Case to get back on, but it's not going to be enough unless they can secure some picks. Case gets hacked, nothing to support Nagisa on the point there, and J-Star continuing to touch on that Wrecking Ball, but it's not going to matter. O-Stories is not going to touch the point, and Instaloch are going to take round 1 on Nepal.
Yeah, great job by them. I mean, it seems like so far, you know, it already is, as we expected, you know, fairly even, and thus far Instaloch are just a little bit ahead. You know, they're just kind of 1 step ahead right now. The target priority is a lot better from them. They're not getting sidetracked. Even when Prodigious were trying to run that dive comp, at them really early on, really keeping their heads, really staying disciplined and staying focused as a team and as a unit. We saw really great, well-timed nano boosts coming out from Bad Heals onto Slang Taffy to keep him up in that main tank matchup against J-Star, and then Sweet Buns making some excellent plays on their DPS, particularly on the Tracer early on, getting a lot of good picks. So we're going to see how Prodigious want to adjust coming into this. They're going to run the ball for some boosts.
Yeah, it looks like they want to try and win this shield war again with only one shield on both teams, just the Orisa, so that Junkrat for the extra damage, that Soldier can also just put a lot of shield pressure in and do that bonus damage where you need it, but Cognitive on this Widow is gonna prove to be a huge asset for their team. Already a dink. O-Stories though,
big kill.
The fight against Sweet Buns. The first pick going away Prodigious once again, and now Overdrive on that Hammond gets in there, disrupts the enemy team, does enough damage. Mambro who manages to take down Slang Taffy. O-Stories does get traded out by Cognitive Pit. That Widow is going to be pretty big coming into this if they can secure those picks. But as of now, Instaloch have to back up.
Yeah, you know, when it comes to this kind of strat and this kind of comp, these teams are running the Soldier on the off angle is so crucial. So Sweet Buns losing that war to O-Stories on the side, kind of getting taken by surprise there in that fight. Pretty much already sealed it. The second O-Stories got that kill on the Sweet Buns, that fight was effectively over. The pick came from Cognitive, but it was just a little bit too late. And now we see Bad Heals over on the off angle themselves. Get some shots in on the side of Prodigious, and already another quick kill. Sweet Buns getting revenge on the O-Stories.
He goes on the flank. Muscles takes down J-Star, and already the fight's turning around. Bad Deals with 2 on Mambro Dude and Nagisa. And this fight looks like it's already over. Again, the Soldier positioning is just better. Case and Overdrive just get cleaned up in the backline on the point, and the Soldier won the fight again with that first pick.
I love the patience there, Bard, from Instaloch to get set. They had Sweet Buns go all the way around. They had Bad Heals over on the off angle, diagonal to the left-hand side, and they had Cognitive right there at the stairs to set up a triangle for picks, and already you see a big pick from Mambro now coming up from the tower, also going to find Sacred Wallace. They're going to take this one, Bard.
Sacred Wallace taken down. J-Star train is on to Slang Tacky as well, and Overstory swaps over on the Widow, not securing any picks, but just putting the pressure onto Cognitive Pit, not allowing them to get into these aggressive angles they've been enjoying for the entirety of this round, essentially. And now Mambro Dude looks pretty unstoppable on that Junkrat when he can just get up in the front line and do that damage.
Yeah, the plus side if you're Instaloch, you're coming back in with a whole hog. Now that really gives you the ability to try to push some people off. It did get a knockback buff, so that's great for Muscles coming into this. They're going to have Attack Visor, and of course, they're coming with the Supercharger, but again, O-Stories with the pick. Sacred Wallace goes down again.
Yeah, O-Stories, this Widow Specialist, just finding Sacred Walrus out of position, clicking on their head and taking them down in one shot. One kill, as the voice line would say. But now, the ults for both sides looking to even out here. Cognitive Pit swapping over to that Sombra is going to lose a bit of that ult charge, and Sacred Walrus had committed their ult in the fight prior. So it's going to be, how can these two teams carry this off? Cognitive Pit gets in the backline on O-Stories and gets the melee kill, takes them down in the end, as Sweet Buns commits their ultimate. Overdrive is going to commit the minefield, and the mines are going to be enough. Mambro Dude taking Muscle off the map, but not before Muscle.
The big boom!
Overdrive. Tase takes down Slang Taffy, but it doesn't matter because the only person alive for the team at that point was Case.
Yeah, Instaloch, they keep this up. I love how they're pressuring whenever they try to send DPS over to that left-hand side from their perspective, where the Mega is. The second they're able to win that battle, they're able to take it, which again isn't very surprising. They're sending the Sombra over now to harass O-Stories, who now goes to the McCree, which is a great swap. Can't stay on Widowmaker right now with all the pressure coming, but now we're going to see the window coming out and try to win it off the back of this.
Yeah, the window coming out from Nagisa, the swap over to that back piece has been so impactful so far with those immortality fields. But Bad Heals catches Overdrive. Mambro Dude with 2. He takes down Sacred Wallace and Muscle, keeping his team in this fight. Just Sweet Buns now to contest the point, taken down as well by Mambro Dude. And the halt is going to be more than enough to keep Instaloch off the point. Prodigious have taken us 1-1 on Nepal.
Yeah, which is very interesting because if you look at what they were running with the Orisa Ball compared to the Orisa Hog being run by Instaloch, you didn't really see what you would expect to see out of the Hammond in that situation. You didn't see a lot of, rollouts, any really big plays, not a lot of really big boofs or anything coming out from that, but I think it was just the fear of that really forced Instaloch back in their heads. I think they just kind of got a little too into their own heads in that map. They had sustained advantage with their tank line and could have played a lot more aggressive down onto the point. Yeah, they just ceded so much space to the tank line of Prodigious and kind of allowed them to win that round.
Yeah, now the Mei coming out from Manbro, dude. Prodigious trying to brawl a lot harder on the point in Village. This is just a great point for Mei. It's also a great point for Doomfist, though. As Sweet Buns pulls him out, a lot of walls to be punched again for your team. So we're going to have to see exactly how they try and manage this. Bad Heal playing the Ana against Double Shield. Not sure how I feel about that. You can't shoot through as many shields as you can when you're in Moira. But it is going to be the Double Shield versus the Sigma Hog. How do I feel about Sigma Hog there? As Manbro Dude commits the wall early on, Prodigious capped the point with that wall, stopping Instaloch from actually contesting as O-Stories takes down Sweet Buns. Already O-Stories with a double taking down Muscles. And now it looks like the Sigma Flame Cappy also going to be taken down by J-Star, and Cognitive Pit gets the flashbang onto Nagisa, secures the headshot but can't solidify the kill as O-Stories gets 5 in that fight.
Yeah, we still see Cognitive actually outpacing O-Stories just ever so slightly on that ult charge. So great job by him landing in a lot of shots, getting some damage building up to that Deadeye. But yeah, this is definitely, this is what we expect out of Instaloch. They're known as that kind of off-meta team. They can throw a lot to the wall, see what sticks, and definitely not one that's stuck right there, Bard. Running Sigma Hog, as you were mentioning, kind of peculiar, but now we're going to see dueling coalescences here as they finally swap to that Orisa.
Oh, Cognitive Pit takes down Overdrive. A big first take. That Sigma is so crucial to so many compositions. But Nagisa, trading the Coalescence out there, takes down Sweet Buns. And now O-Stories with the Deadeye gets stunned out of it. Cognitive Pit gets the flashbang from behind, ends that ult early, and Flame Tappy can take down 2. Nagisa and O-Stories traded out. Cognitive Pit gets another 2 for himself. Case and J-Star go down, and now Muscles takes down Manbro Dude, and there's no one left for Prodigious on the point. Instaloch have swapped it over.
Yeah, definitely the swap over to the Orisa was just much needed for them. Great play by Cognitive to stun O-Stories out of that data that could have potentially countered the flux that came out from Slang Tappy, and then support play, not just from Bad Heal, from Sacred Walrus, has also just been absolutely fantastic. Keeping that tank line up, they went so close to being dead so many times, and they were able to keep them alive. And then a big eat from Slang Tappy!
Oh, Slang Tappy eats the Wizard Ult, but Manbro Dude not letting himself get deterred. Takes down 2 Slang Tappy and Bad Heals, but both DPS get traded out for the side of Prodigious. Overdrive and J-Star keeping it competitive though. They take down Cognitive Pit, they take down Muscle, and they take down Sacred Wallace. And now it's just Sweet Buns alive on that Echo, taken down by the supports. And Prodigious start off real rough there, but turn it around with 2 quick kills and then just continuing to lay into the side of Instaloch.
Sustain, Bard. You have that Lucy to be able to come in with Sound Barrier, and then you also have the McCree and the Mei. And Mei is one of those heroes in a fight. If the Mei stays alive, you just are not going to win. And now we already see a great play coming out from Instaloch, getting really aggressive, dueling Coalescences part 2 as we come in a really quick pick onto Sweet Buns.
Manbro Dude catching Sweet Buns with the icicle to the body. Echo just out of this fight now, and Nagisa has been building these coalescences pretty much once a fight, and that's a great wall by Manbro Dude. Cuts off Slang Tappy, and now Instaloch have no choice but to fight on point or lose, and Bad Heals isn't even going to make it to the point. Prodigious are going to win Nepal with a good body block onto the side of Instaloch.
Yeah, I think that round is a fantastic example of, some points, some maps, this being one of them. Mecha Base on Busan is another one of them. If your opponent is playing Mei, you pretty much just have to play Mei. Because every time they started to go in, the Sigma, the Orisa, the Hog, whoever, for the side of Instaloch, they would just get walled off immediately. They can't counter that with their own wall. They can't block off the enemy Mei's line of sight to be able to go in and get past that point. They can't get walls of their own, and they don't have the sustain power in a team fight that Mei provides. And so as a result, there's just not a whole lot they really could have done.
Yeah, and this really is a showing of utility over raw skill and output.
Absolutely.
Prodigious are doing their absolute best to run these utility heroes. They've had Mei, they've had Sombra, they've had Junkrat, which doesn't feel like a utility hero, I understand, but in an essence he's made for shield break, he's made for disruption. The trap is really good for covering your backline. And these heroes like Mei, Junkrat, Sombra, that Instaloch are less willing to run, they just look better. And as well, I want to highlight the heals. Case coming out here with Lucio instead of running the double main healers just makes it really, really rough for the side of Instaloch. They don't have that speed to go in with those tanks. They don't have the area of effect healing that Lucio provides. It's this utility that is just better.
Absolutely. And then, to kind of piggyback off of that, Instaloch, they're running the Ana and Moira on that last point. So you would think they would have fantastic sustain because they're running double main support. And then it doesn't really matter when you get a Mei wall put in your face. If you have a tank on the other side of that, it doesn't matter. You can't heal them. So even though Prodigious were running the Lucio instead of double main support like Instaloch, and they were lacking the sustain in that regard, it just didn't matter because they could just get isolation so quickly onto one of the tanks from Instaloch and get a quick pick to where it didn't matter because at that point, even if you have extra healing, that's great. You're still down, your main tank presence. So what are you going to do then? It again just circles back to, Mei versus Mei. It's one of those heroes that it's another reason why people don't like her because if one team is running, you kind of have to mirror again in at least a lot of situations, or else you just kind of take an L like Instaloch did right there, and then it kind of forces your player like, man, do I want to win or do I want to have fun?
Yeah, that is really tough because a lot of teams want to have fun, and clearly Instaloch want to be enjoying the game they're playing. They're playing a lot of comfort heroes. They're playing heroes that aren't particularly meta, but are heroes that are fun.
Yeah, but we're playing Overwatch. No one has fun. No one's allowed to have fun in the game of Overwatch.
You're not allowed to have fun in Overwatch. Look, I don't make the rules. I just play the game and call it how I see it. And honestly, since Mei's been introduced, there's just no such thing as fun in Overwatch. You play to win, and that's it. No, but Instaloch really do look like they're having fun. They're doing great on these heroes that they are picking. Sombra not necessarily fully meta right now. She looks good in every meta, obviously, but not a must pick at the moment. But they're still looking very good on her. Cognitive Pit has looked really good on the McCree and on the Widowmaker. But Sweet Buns pulling out the Tracer in that first map, really, really turning the tide there on a hero that, again, like Sombra, she looks good in every meta, but she's not a must pick right now.
Absolutely. And, I got to say, as somebody who very briefly played DPS for going to support and tank, there's nothing that I love more in the game of Overwatch than some fantastic Tracer play. And we've already been getting that in spades with Sweet Buns. So hopefully that continues. And I would love to see some Tracer duels here. I think it's wishful thinking, but, a man can dream. A man can dream here, Bard.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And really interesting as well, as a current DPS player who's always been a DPS player. And really interesting to see just more DPS in play than the 3 or 4 that are hard meta. And the Tracer is one of those that so fun to watch, so interesting, and just a blast to play, to watch, to see exactly how you can run her, like what your best options are. And there's also heroes that are fun to watch, like Echo, that aren't necessarily fun to play or fun to play against. And I'm hoping we see a lot more of these heroes that are fun to watch and fun to play.
I think you said Mei wrong. I mean, like a lot of people enjoy playing Echo. I mean,
I'm a Mei player, so I'm physically not allowed to. I'm not allowed to say it.
You were the Mei one trick for your team.
One trick's a harsh word. I play a lot of Pharah too.
That's true. Fair point. But a lot of people enjoy playing Echo right now. So definitely would not throw her in that category. But Mei, yeah. Mei and fun have never been in the same sentence, with the exception of the one I just mentioned right now.
I have fun playing Mei. But then again, I'm just a sadist, so we'll see how that turns out.
That's true. Yeah, you're documented sadist of the Overwatch Tranquility community.
Yes, I am just minorly evil. Like, not actually evil, just a little bit.
Staff, can we get that as a role for him, please? In our Discord?
No. Yeah, so we're gonna see 2CP come into play. 2CP LOL on Hanamura. This is a Mei map.
It is.
And we're gonna see O-Stories immediately picking the Mei. And Maxix gonna be picking the Torbjorn. And it's gonna be a comp.
I do think Hanamura has at least been consistently one of the most well-balanced 2CP maps. I know it's a bit of an oxymoron, forgive me, but you know, I think Volskaya and Hanamura have definitely, over time, stood above the rest when it comes to 2CP. A lot of people enjoy these maps significantly more than the others, especially, you know, Paris and Horizon. We don't really talk about those. But yeah, already at the start, we're seeing great spam coming out from Prodigious, and then it's gonna be rough. They're definitely playing for the Nano Blade. If you look over at Instaloch, that is the play here. This is all about the Nano Blade.
Yeah, they have that clear win which is going to be interesting. Cognitive hit, though, on that Echo. Already huge shield damage in. And the double shield sustain looks like it's going to be a 4-1 by the Sigma Zarya. Weirdly enough in that first fight, but J-Star and Maxix, a huge ult takes down Muscle and Slang Taffy, both tanks down, allowing Nox to get aggressive with his team, takes down Sweet Buns, and they are going to stay pretty far away from that Nano Blade win condition.
Got Ogre Drive already at the 63% on the Flux. Absolutely incredible. But yeah, I think if you're Instaloch, barring Divine Intervention, like how are you gonna attack this? You know, pre-Nano Blade. Like you don't have a main tank, you're going against a Mei in a full tank line. What do you do against them? Unless, besides hope for a pick. There's nothing you can really do here.
With a great shot on the Echo as Torbjorn, not from his turret, pure skill coming out of the man from range, taking that headshot down, and now again, Slang Taffy taken down by Overdrive, and you can't win the shield war when you're running Sigma Zarya. It's just not a composition that is ever going to win that shield ward, but the Nano Blade is online.
Nano Blade is online, but then also you have Transcendence from Nox online. So, and they're going to have a Flux, and they're going to have Blizzard. They're going to have a lot of counteractives. If Prodigious play their hand well, they can shut down the Nano Blade, get rid of the win condition, and have taken half the time bank away. And there's the trans immediately.
Matches to Bad Heal, gets the Nano, but it goes on to Slang. It goes on to Muscles on the Zarya. It doesn't go on to Sweep on Genji, and that is a... that's an ult combo you're gonna want back going into this next fight. J-Star, Nox, and Maxix are just gonna clean up. Overdrive as well, almost a team ace coming out here as they just take down Instaloch. A bit of a whiff there caused by Ogre Drive using such an impactful Flux going into that fight.
I'm in physical pain from watching that. I mean, geez. And unfortunately, we do see a swap coming out from Instaloch. They got about 2 minutes, so they have enough time to build up some more ultimates and try this again. Unless they get a great pick, it's going to take a while. They do have the Hanzo now, so a pick is possible. But yeah, it's just all Prodigious so far. And they were able to keep the Blizzard throughout all of this, too. It's been we have a minute and a half left, so 2.5 minutes down. O-Stories does not have to use that Blizzard yet.
And Hanamura point A is a point that can take in 10 seconds. It's not a point that you necessarily need a lot of time to take. You just need to win one fight. But it is a point where an ult like Blizzard, an ult like the Molten Core coming out of Maxix, an ult like what looks to be a second trance coming up from Nox can make such a huge impact, and O-Stories is going to get taken down using that Blizzard, shuts down Slang's Flux, but now, oh, the counter Flux coming out, it catches so many. Ogre Drive taking down Sweet Buns, and Nox does build up the trance on time, uses the trance to keep his team alive as they secure that damage. They take down Slang, Taffy, and now Nox looking just unstoppable on the Zenyatta, clicking away on the enemy team, and Instaloch being able to back up with maybe one fight left in them, and that all started with a huge pull coming out of the Orisa on J-Star.
Yeah, it's a great example right there, coming from Prodigious, why you don't get over-aggressive on your opponent because you're winning. O-Stories got too aggressive. They're pushed out past the choke into their territory, used Blizzard that the rest of his team could not follow up on, and got picked in the process, and then everyone else had to use their ultimate just to get by, but they might just win this anyway.
Yeah, Nagisa taking out Sacred Walrus. O-Stories does get slept by bad heals. Cognitive Pit's gonna come over to the side and use his Nano Visor. Not Nano, sorry, just the Visor. Takes on Nagisa's Vitality Field, and the turret goes down, but that's it! That's all that's coming out, and the 50 damage taking down both Slang Taffy and Muscles on that Gravitic Flux. And now it's just Sacred Walrus on the point to contest, and he's not gonna survive long enough. It's going to be a full hold coming out from Prodigious.
Yeah, and it's really just a lot of mismanagement in a lot of different ways coming out from Instaloch. Their counterattack to what Prodigious were setting up as a defense, they wasted so much time for that. And of course, after 2.5 minutes, it doesn't work out. You got to swap, and then they get the pick on the O stories getting over aggressive with the Blizzard, but because you had swapped, you have no ultimates, and then the rest of Prodigious are able to just use 5 ultimates there, and they still don't get punished for it because you yourself didn't have anything because pretty much everybody had to swap.
Yeah, and just the pure utility and power just of having the Mei on your team on display there. O-Stories gets taken down, but gets his ult out, and it's in choke, and they can't push. Instaloch can't come through the choke point any longer. They try to open it up with that Gravitic Flux from Slang Taffy, and he gets frozen in the Blizzard. There's nothing you can do.
Absolutely.
He shuts down an entire ult and a push just from hitting Q in the right spot.
Yeah, but I do like what we're now seeing coming from Instaloch. I think they're kind of starting to wisen up a little bit. They decided to go with a Mei themselves. Cognitive Pit is going to be on that hero, and it's going to be Maxix. Now swapping over to that Mei. O-Stories coming out in the sim. We're going to say they're actually going to do a sim strat here. A lot of teams just to get out of spawn faster, but it's normally just on control. If you see this on Hanamura, and let's say swap, they only need a tick, so this could be very possible. They're going to try to force a sloppy rotation from Instaloch, catch them in the middle of their rotation, and win this fight early.
Yeah, it looks like they are going to try and teleport onto the objective point. And another shield, that can be really strong. There's a lot of brawl potential. Sim does so much damage. Sigma can get down there on the point, rock an opponent, and just put so much damage in. And now we're going to see it. The Sim turrets versus the Torb turrets. The Sim is going to win, but O-Stories will be taken down by Muscles. Muscles traded out, though, by Maxix. This Mei staying alive on the point, doing so much damage, but he gets taken down by Sweet Buns. But J-Star in overdrive get 3 kills between them, trading it around, and Prodigious look like they're about to take this map so quickly. Nagisa takes down bad heals, and it's again a battle of utility versus damage as Prodigious takes map 2 in just fantastic speed.
Yeah, it's a little bewildering. I mean, on paper, Instaloch are supposed to win that fight. They're able to go in, they get the wall up really quickly so they don't get picked on the rotation, and then they take down the Sim. O-Stories went down on that Symmetra, which is the perfect way you play against that. You get fast pace, you get aggressive, you kill the Sim, you don't let them get their energy up, you don't let them get the value, and then from there, typically you're able to swing the fight back. But they started getting a little bit split around the center statues. Some went over to the right-hand side, some went up the stairs over to the left-hand side, and then all of Prodigious just stayed so grouped up and disciplined behind J-Star's shield at the front of the point, they were able to just rally back, find the picks, find people with sloppy positioning on the rotation, and manage to go back in and get the kills.
Yeah, a really, really interesting. I actually love the Sim coming out on this map. There's a couple maps where Sim is viable.
For sure.
And this is one of them, clearly. There's a lot of 2CP and control maps where Sim is viable. I absolutely love the Sim coming out there. You get so much speed and utility. It's just an incredible difference as you come into that point. And
Absolutely.
Sim, if you're playing the Shield War, you kind of win. You kind of just win the Shield War with Sim. Her beam, like, I hate to live up to the memes, but it just goes brrr, gets real strong, goes brrr, and then it just, there's no shields left. How are you supposed to win that? How, as Orisa, are you supposed to win a Shield War when there's a beam doing like 300 damage per second to your shield? And there's turrets behind you just beaming you away at you. What are you supposed to do?
Cry, I think is the correct answer there. You cry, and then you die. Typically in that order, but So for those unaware, it is after 3 where we have halftime here in the postseason. It is first to 4. We don't have match chat up, but I think Instaloch would kind of be wishing for halftime right now because there are some unhappy people in that camp. So let's see how they adjust and how they play going into map 3 because it already looks like they're mentally not doing great right now.
Yeah, it is a lot of, I don't know. It's a lot of a situation where you have to mentally be here as a team.
For sure.
And whether that means you do a full wipe and restart like the neuralizer from Men in Black, or you change what your game plan is, you change up what you're here to do. There are some teams that are in Tranquility to have fun, and I hope that every team in Tranquility has fun and plays to have fun. But sometimes there are teams that really want to win, and that's totally fine. Like, honestly, winning is just as important as having fun, in my not very professional opinion. But sometimes when you focus too much on winning, you have to change it up. You have to say, look, we aren't winning and we aren't having fun. What if we tried one or the other? So maybe you make a mental swap, you start having more fun, and half the time, that's all your team needs.
Absolutely.
That'll just get you right into that mentality and that gameplay that you need to just turn the map around.
Yeah, I think they tend to go hand in hand. It's hard to have fun if you're losing and really just getting dominated all the time. It's hard to just relax and have fun when that's going on if you're not mixing in at least a decent number of wins in there. And it's weird, I watched this the sports ball game one time, and the team that celebrated was the winning team, and it's some mind blowing stuff, I know. And as well as from the side of Instaloch, I just want to say humbly, me too. I get it. Like you're in a playoff game. You're already down a map. You get sim stratted. Live in a feature match to lose the second map. And like I've been there. My first ever game in the Tranquility community, we got sim stratted 3 times in a row on pairs. Okay, if anyone gets it, it's me. But you got to try to keep your head. You got to get back in this and come into this third map strong, or else you're facing reverse sweep territory.
Yeah, it's really weird there, Vila. I thought you were going to mention a map, but then you just said something about like a trash can on fire and sim. So I don't know. Well, looks like we are going to be going on to Eichenwald, a good map here. A lot less sim can be played. I think we'll probably be getting some Echo. She's really
Very
good on this
possible.
map.
Yeah, far an Echo, for sure.
Hopefully, you took it out of my brain before I could say it, but I'd like to see some Pharah.
Oh, terribly sorry.
As a Pharah player, I think she is just one of the most fun heroes. And if we're talking about swapping your team up, having fun, sure, McCree's meta right now. Sure, he's probably going to be played. Sure, there's Widow. Yeah, just be good. Just be a better Pharah than they're a hit scan, and then you'll win. That's my mentality.
It's true. Definitely, we see some skill matchups. It's like when I would always hear people talk about McCree and Tracer, like McCree being like a hard counter to Tracer. Like, it's a skill matchup. Like if the Tracer is better, the Tracer just kills the McCree. And I don't think it's necessarily the same with McCree and Pharah. McCree definitely more along the lines of and more in hard counter territory. But yeah, I mean, if the other player is just significantly better than you, they're just gonna kill you, and there's not really a whole lot you can do about it besides being in the camp who say get good.
Forehead. Looks like Ogre Drive, though. Gonna throw himself off the map as Winston, then swap over to Sigma. Maybe they're playing the mind games. Maybe it doesn't matter. Beat Farmer, though, gonna be pulling out the Pharah coming into this. Like we said, Bad Heals, who has actually looked like a very good healer tonight. They're not living up to their name. He's gonna be playing that Mercy. And Cognitive Pit on the Sombra, so maybe this is how they bunker bust the double shield here.
Yeah, I was gonna say before we get into this, I love the mentality by Bad Heals. Set low expectations. I'm all about it, and then you just look really good whenever you do something even semi-competent. Great strategy coming out from them.
Yeah, Beat Farmer putting the damage in. forced out of position already are Prodigious on this defense. Cognitive Pit putting some damage down the back line, and Beef Farmer already looking really strong, raining the damage down, but Case is going to get the first pick onto Muscles, and Slang Taffy's going to be demeched. The dive here, maybe not the best option to go up against this double shield. They're going to anchor themselves down with this Bap Zen, and you can just throw the Immortality Field down and let your DPS go to town on Winston as he dives in, and it's a hard fight to win.
Yeah, they played that so perfectly. They got back, they forced a lot of ground that Instaloch had to die. They absolutely just teed off on the tanks as they go in with that Mei. And then Ogre Drive has been utterly phenomenal tonight. Already almost at that flux. And then Sombra goes down, look, only 36% of their ults.
I appreciate it. Gets caught
Almost
out
a minute and a half.
position.
And they're only 40% guard.
He gets caught out of position there, and I don't know what he was doing. I like the aggressive play there, trying to get in, attack one of the tanks maybe, so there's less of a shield with the damage in. But when you just get caught out like that and stunned so quickly, maybe the Sombra's not the pick anymore. Oh, and the Halt Flux, a great combo. 5 caught in it, no kills, but that's so much damage. Nox, though, forced to use his Transcendence. Stories gets in the back line, though. Takes down Cognitive Pit with a big dead eye, but the barrage coming out from Beef Farmer as Cognitive Pit gets resurrected, and all of a sudden this fight is turning around for Instaloch. Mambro Dude taken down with Stories. Nox taken down as well. Now J-Star and Ogre Drive and Case all at once. Bad Heels even getting in there on Mercy to get a pick.
But I think if there's anything, I think the most depressing thing that you can ever see in Overwatch is a player walk outside of an eye field and then die. That's what we saw those stories do on that McCree getting killed by Cognitive Pit on that Sombra. But yeah, fantastic barrage. It really looked all for naught for Instaloch. It looked like it was going to be back to the drawing board, but barrage, it's just like Riptire. It's just one of those ults where the fight can look so poor, and it looks like it's just over and done with, and then you just swing in with a press of a button, and now you've won.
Yeah, O-Story is going to swap over to Widow to try and counter that Pharah, who's now swapped over to Echo. Echo gets a lot more damage and utility on the second point, actually. Really like that swap. Now, O-Story's first pick onto Muscles. The Winston supposed to be diving down, pressuring the Widowmaker, but it's going to be the other way around. The Widowmaker taking down the Winston, but Nox takes down Bad Heels. Muscles gets rezzed and taken down again. Beat Farmer, the only person getting a pick so far, takes down O-Stories with those sticky bombs, but now it's just the Echo alive, and Beat Farmer is going to make it out. Very close there, but they do make it out with about 10 HP left. I think we're going to see a swap here from Beat Farmer. There's a lot of pressure on them. That Widowmaker.
They are going to go to the Tracer, so I'm very happy. We're seeing more Tracer action coming in. But now you look, Cognitive Pit has held this EMP so long that Nox almost has another Transcendence. And
O-Stories is looking for the pick there. Misses the shots, and Slang Taffy, the EMP bomb. 4 taken out. Cognitive Pit and Slang Taffy working together to take 4 down there. And the ult advantage is all of it Instaloch need. O-Stories does get a compilation kill on the Sweet Ones, leaving there. But Bad Heels is still alive, and it's just going to res them up as Slang Taffy pressures down O-Stories. They are going to trade Slang Taffy out, though. They get the neck, but they survive. Muscles pops the Winston ultimate, using that final rage, and then Frozen and immediately just shredded by Prodigious, and now the Winston is going to come out of Mambro Dude, and 3 for Mambro Dude. The trade, the ult advantage now in the side of Prodigious. Mambro Dude gets 4 in that fight. Just a huge showing from the Mei player on Prodigious.
Absolutely, and you know, they went for a really close hold. Muscle was trying to primal, block everybody coming back to the cart. It was just way too ambitious, I think. You know, they were a pretty decent distance away with the cart. And, you know, he gets frozen up. They have all that CC coming out from the Mei, from the Sigma. They're able to freeze him up, get that kill, and then they just allow them this window to come in with their own ultimates, to come in with the window from Case, to come in with the Blizzard from Mambro Dude, and they're able to easily just swing that fight back despite a humongous bio nade by Sweet Bun.
Yeah, now the staging is going to come in. That Doomfist rollout is a little whiffed by Beef Farmer, and the Flux is going to have both tanks to the side of Prodigious taken down low already, but Sweet Buns takes down Nox. The Transcendence is not in this fight as Cognitive Pit takes down Manbro Dude. O-Story trades out of the Sweet Buns, but Case is taken down. Slang Taffy getting 2. Muscle's putting so much pressure on the front and back line at the same time on that Winston. Overdrive is going to be the last one alive as he's taken down. O-Story's got himself into a great position there in the back line. He gets that first pick, but his team just gets rolled over.
Yeah, he got there too late. Sweet Buns was instrumental in them winning that fight. They were set way back up on the high ground over the bridge. So when they dove in, it looked like they were maybe going to get wiped by Overdrive on that Flux, but they were back in a distance. They got a kill with a biotic grenade, and they were able to keep the tanks up from a distance.
Oh, Beat Farmer gets aggressive there, trying to get a first pick for his team, and just gets taken down by the rock from Sigma, and the damage to follow it up. And now Manbro Dude and J-Star also going to be taken down too, as O-Stories swaps over to the Hanzo and just looks very dominant.
Absolutely. And look at this, Overdrive already has another Flux built up. They had just used it in that fight they lost, where Instaloch were able to take point B, and he's already got it back up again. He has been so aggressive on this Sigma, and as a fellow up-tank player, I absolutely love to see.
Oh, and O-Stories with a good dink as they push in here has built up that dragon, the immortality window, the damage window coming out of Baptiste there. Helps O-Stories secure the pick onto Sling Taffy's mech as Overdrive is going to take down Muscles, and Manbro Dude with just a solid punch onto Cognitive Pit, taking him down early, and Prodigious are looking like they can't be moved in these indoor fights.
Yeah, and if you look at what Instaloch have swapped to, they don't have the Sombra anymore, so that gives Nox a little bit more free reign to use the trans as they please. You know, if you look at like Diva Bomb, you look at the Doomfist ultimate, the Meteor Strike coming in, you know, a lot of instant kill coming in, so you might as well just use the trans in that kind of situation where they nano the Winston trying to win it off the back of that nano dive and not really let that happen. And look, they're already back up 50% to another trans.
Muscle's taken down there. There's no resurrect for them anymore. Bad Heals is going to get the pick on that Zenyatta onto O-Stories, but with both tanks having to come back now for Instaloch, they're going to have to wait it out, I think, just long enough for O-Stories to come back. The bomb, though, coming in, makes it past the shield of the Orisa, but the immortality field is down. It's enough to keep the entire team alive, but Bad Heals manages to take down J-Star, who is brought low. The Flux coming out from Overdrive is countered by the Transcendence, from Bad Heals, but Manbro Dude takes Slang Taffy out of their mech and then out of their life there, but Muscles and Bad Heals and Beef Farmer all turning it around. A huge Primal Rage coming out from Bad Heals, getting 2, allowing Beef Farmer and Bad Heals to both also get 2. A team effort coming out there from tank, the support, and the DPS, and Instaloch are going to manage to capture the 3rd point of Eichenwald.
Yeah, Overdrive, you know, getting really over-aggressive on that Sigma. You know, the aggressive playstyle has been really working so far, but this time, you know, his team gets split, having to move back toward where point C is, and then creates a lot of separation with his own team as they try to go in and make a big play with that Gravitic Flux on the Sigma. But, you know, they had the Transcendence, and they had a very nice play with the Eye Field to be able to counter it. So after that, they just forced them back. The Flux is off the table. They go in with the Transcendence and with the Meteor Strike and a great dive coming in from Muscles on that Winston, and they're able to just keep pushing them back with that ultimate advantage.
Yeah, the ultimate advantage seems to be playing a lot more of a role on this map in particular than the other two. It's been very clear when the ults are in the favor of Instaloch, they've won those fights. When the ults are in the favor of Prodigious, they've won the fights. Not a lot of variance coming out there. I guess you could argue in that last fight, the Primal Rage isn't as good of an ultimate as something like Flux or the Orisa ultimate even, but they use it effectively, win the fight. Not much more you can do about that, really.
Oh yeah, winning a fight off a Primal, you will always take that, regardless of what your comp is or what situation, what SR you are, what level of play. You win a fight off a Primal, that's a win. You're gonna take 10 times out of 10. That is fantastic.
Oh, absolutely. And now the double shield is going to come out on both sides. Cognitive Pit playing the Mei. I like it. Beef Farmer playing the Tord. I like it. O Stories. Oh, before I can even comment on it, B-Farmer takes down J-Star, already looking very strong on the Torbjorn. The turret isn't even necessary. He just clicks away onto the main tank, and Prodigious takes him down early on. And now Prodigious gonna have to back up. O Stories playing that Echo doesn't get the value of the Torb.
Hello.
One thing that I like so far from Instaloch on this double shield composition is that they're playing the natural cover around the center tower very well. With the shield nurse, you have to play natural cover to keep your shields up, and that's something they're doing really well right now. Watch when they go into this. Chances are they're going to have higher shield HP and more sustain coming into this fight off the rotation from Prodigious.
Absolutely. Prodigious now trying to engage here. A good halt, but the Immortality Field keeps everyone alive. Nox manages to take it down, and the dueling windows from the Baptiste. Overdrive is going to get taken out first by Cognitive Pit. Slang Tap is going to be traded out. No Sigmas on the field. The Beat Farmer takes down Nox. The Immortality Field still on cooldown. J-Star manages to trade down Beat Farmer, but bad deals. Again, looking really great on this support role. Takes down J-Star. O-Stories is going to take over the Ana. Not sure how I feel about that Echo ult there. Beat Farmer's going to take down Case as well with that turret that has just gone untouched. The turret stayed alive that whole fight.
Yeah, O-Stories maybe swapping here off the Echo. Otherwise, a little bit of a perplexing choice there to ult and then go for the Ana, but no, they're gonna stay on this Echo. Not sure what the game plan was there, but Sigma's doing very well. Both of them coming up with their flux. Dragon coming in really.
The Dragon comes out, but the Immortality Field, they get halted back into it, but it doesn't matter. O-Stories though does take down Sweet Buns as Beat Farmer takes down Nox in the backline, but J-Star and Mambro Dude take down both DPS, and there goes Bad Heals as well. Ogre Drive, the only trade so far coming from Muscles and Mambro Dude. O-Stories together look so strong on these DPS. O-Stories with a double beam onto the tanks there. That E ability coming out of Echo is just so strong, able to burn down the half HP targets there. And not much that you can do there if you have tanks for Instaloch.
Yeah, absolutely. They get the eye field out of him really early by using the pull dragon, and then Beat Farmer saves that sort of cluster bomb ability with Echo to be able to follow up after the eye field is gone. Then a great pick coming out by Cognitive Pit onto O-Stories. Maybe some great Widowmaker duels here in the near future. That would be excellent. Here in this
Overdrive now. Trying to work with his team, push them in. He's looking for that flux. The double window again, and the flux is coming out of both teams, and Instaloch. A quick triple quad kill for the team. Beat Farmer, the only one taken down by O-Stories, perhaps getting a little too aggressive on that Echo for the Widow of the enemy team. But a pretty solid fight there for Instaloch, with only one ult left of them for the next one.
Yeah, I do like that play by Instaloch. You know, you cap with no time. You know, Prodigious, they have a lot in their bank right now. They're taking this early fight, going in, using that flux, taking a lot of time out of their bank. Great play by them, but a great anti coming in from the Sweet Buns, and now we're going to see a responding flux, but the eye field is already down.
Oh, the Immortality Field did not catch Beat Farmer. They were caught out of it, and they died to that Gravitic Flux. Overdrive in the backline because of that flying that he gets from the Gravitic Flux. Takes down Cognitive Pit. J-Star takes down Muscles. The Nano Boost was committed here on the Slam Tapping, but it looks like with the Immortality Field coming out of the side of Prodigious.
Big rock right there.
Oh. Ogre Drive has looked dominant on this Sigma, and O-Stories maybe getting revenge for losing that first Widow fight, coming out with a couple big kills there.
Absolutely. A lot of people, they didn't know who Ogre Drive was coming into this. They're going through after tonight. He has been pushing the boundaries of the aggression on that Sigma, making so much space for his team, getting so many kills, putting up ults so quickly. And now a great Dragon coming in, forcing them to not be able to go through that left door. And they get 2 kills. Really get this cap here, Bard.
3 kills, 4 kills. Cognitive Pit does trade down onto O-Stories, but that doesn't matter if you're only getting 1 pick in the Widow 1v1. You're not going to help when your whole team is dying to the Hanzo on the enemy team.
Absolutely. Now we see a very good time bank coming out from Prodigious. Ever since Instaloch came in with that aggressive push using the Flux, you know, they took a lot of ults out of their bank, and because Prodigious have been going in such a one-sided manner ever since that fight, they haven't had much ground to be able to rebuild and get a lot of those ultimates back.
Nox looking for the window, he gets it out. The Immortality Field has to be committed so early by Instaloch, taken down immediately as well by Nox. But the dueling windows, we've seen them so many times tonight, are going to allow Instaloch to put the pressure on to at least come back and take the corner. Slang Taffy takes down O-Stories. No big first pick potential anymore outside of that Hanzo. Oh, the huge shock! Overdrive! He gets them out of the flux and then commits his own. The Immortality Field is going to go up just on time to save everyone, but Taki the Kid, he also swapped with Hanzo. J-Star gets taken down by Muscles. It's almost an even fight here, but one team has an Orisa and one doesn't, and that is going to swing it as Beat Farmer pushes in on this Mei, helps them secure the kill onto Case and onto Overdrive, and Instaloch have secured themselves a defensive position for now.
Yeah, fantastic accretion coming out initially from Overdrive, but then once again, for the second time this map, you know, getting just a little too aggressive, trying to go and make that hero play, it would seem. And they allowed the opportunity for Instaloch to rebuild some of these ultimates because they decided to take such a long fight that they really didn't have much of a chance of winning. And a gigantic anti, and already another Ant Matrix coming out from Sweet Buns and the Supercharger. So much damage coming out from Instaloch right now.
Yeah, they're playing the pressure game here. They don't want Prodigious to be able to set themselves up into a position where they can push this corner. And by using those two amplifying ultimates, they can just keep them off the point. But now Prodigious know they're gone, know they can push in. And the Dragon from Mambrooter to catch his Sweet Buns allows Muscles to be taken down by J-Star. The Nano's going to come out on the stand cap. The wall is going to come up and Beat Farm and try and slow them down. But Mambrooter takes down Cognitive Hit. And it looks like with these ultimates used, Prodigious are going to be able to just push their way straight through. The Blizzard does come out from Beat Farmer. It catches them on the point. The Beat, though, is traded out by Case. And Overdrive gets to use his Flux. The ult advantage is just too strong. And they are going to cap the point with 1 minute and 14 left on the clock. Meaning that Instaloch is playing for a draw here. They cannot win this map.
That's correct. And, you know, Instaloch, they used that Ant Matrix and that Supercharger so early that Prodigious said, that's fine. We'll just go hide in this Mega Room and we'll just wait for it to be over. They did exactly what they should have done. They just waited for those ultimates to burn out. They let them burn those ults. And then they're able to just go back in using their own. Fantastic job by them. And we do need to point out that unlike in regular matches, draws do not impact score. It is 1st to 4. So if Prodigious draw this with Instaloch, they are not benefited by it being 1-0. Being up 2-0 right now in the series. Just a null and void map, and we go on to map.
Yep, we do have the potential to see 8 total maps tonight because 2CP has ended. I believe, someone can do the math for me and correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe there is a possibility that we see 9 maps total in a match with 2 ties.
I'm not entirely sure, but the 8 map, you know, definitely the Undead Battery Holy Jalapenos special right there.
Yes, for sure.
Last season's Harmony finals.
Oh yes, the 2 teams that destroyed Ski Free Yeti's vocal cords last year. You had the unfortunate job of being play-by-play on that match. Or fortunate, I guess. It was a very good match to watch. But now, the double shields coming out. O-Story immediately select a huge lead from Battlefield, who, again, has just looked like they are letting everyone down by lying about their name here tonight, as they take down J-Star as well. Beat Farmer dropped low, but it doesn't matter. The Mei utility is going to help them win this fight, and Beat Farmer, again, looking really strong in that Torbjorn. Mambrooter able to take the turret down, but the double shield war is just going to be won as Beat Farmer takes down Mambrooter too with a shot just across the map, and the turret going to go behind the shield. An extra attacker, 7 men on your team at the beginning of every round.
Absolutely, and now the biggest thing about this is that since Prodigious didn't really commit to that fight, they weren't able to build a lot of Ultra with the exception of Nox on that Baptiste. And so now Ultra, it's going to be in the favor of Instaloch. There's a really strong chance they're able to hold this, but they do get the eye field forced out so early.
Oh, and O-Stories brought low halfway to down by that turret, and now the fight is going to change over to the point. The window is being used. The dueling windows again. Which window has stronger glass panes? O-Stories going to take down Cognitive, hit the Muscles. Using that window, takes down 2 of his own. Overdrive with a huge play, but Beat Farmer with 4! A huge play coming out of the Torbjorn there, and he helps secure the draw for his team. Outstanding gameplay from the Torbjorn, just looking dominant there on that point.
Whoever said Torbjorn isn't meta? Coming in,
no one has ever said that.
For his team, incredible play coming out from Beat Farmer.
Yeah, absolutely. Torb has so much extra damage potential with the turret. He took down Ogre Drive in the middle of his flux just because Ogre Drive decided, hey, I'm going to be 40 feet up in the air. And guess what? I'm going to stand right where the turret is, and I don't have a lot of health left. And he just gets taken down by the turret. How? What are you supposed to do? What are you supposed to do there?
Like I mentioned earlier, having that turret up, such a big utility advantage, creating basically that seventh man. Ever since that rework came in for Torb, he's just been a significantly better hero, much to the delight of many DPS players out there.
Oh, I love him.
But there we really see, that ultimate coming out to great use. Just right there on that point, you're able to just sprinkle it everywhere. And when everyone's already low, using it mid fight like that to clean up so many kills, basically make it to where they have to contest a point, and then they have to be there in the middle of that ultimate. And then again, like you've been saying, what are you going to do in that situation?
You either turn your back from the enemy team and focus the turret down real quick and allow the team to push into you and do that free damage, or you focus the team that's right in front of you, shooting at your shields, and die to the turret that's behind you. You really can't win.
Yeah, but we
All
are
right.
going to go for halftime. It is.
Yeah, it's gonna be about a 8-minute halftime for us as we go into this. We're gonna be back real quick, and we are going to see map 4, even though we are only up 2-0. Are we going to see more Torbjorn? We're going to see more Echo? Are we going to see more May McCree? We'll have to see when we come back. We'll see you guys soon. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Overwatch Tranquility. We have a great second half coming up for you between Prodigious and Instaloch. Prodigious are currently 2-0 up. We did have a draw on Eichenwald, a very close map, and a very, very good map coming out from both teams here. We're seeing a lot of double shield. We've seen a little bit of dive. I am, as always, your play-by-play host, Abard, and I am joined most of the time by Vila. How are you doing, Vila?
I'm great. We've been seeing a lot of really good play from both of these. Instaloch really showing signs of life on Eichenwald, forcing out the draw from Prodigious. It hasn't been as close as we thought it was going to be initially. It's been pretty much all Prodigious, and I think the big reason why is just up front, tank-wise. They have looked thus far one step ahead of Instaloch. I do think DPS has been great all around. The support play from Instaloch has been fantastic, whether it's been bad heals, again, as we've mentioned for probably the fourth or fifth time, very untrue for the name, not representative of their ability. And then Sweet Buns, who was playing DPS on the first map, went over to support, and they've also been utterly incredible. So, it's really going to be off the back of them, and it's really what's been keeping them in a lot of these fights, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. Really, really interesting. We talked about it a bit at half, but I want to bring it back in real quick. The Sigma matchups coming out here are super interesting. We have seen some great plays coming out of both Sigmas. They've both looked very strong here. But Slang Taffy, normally a Rhine player, and Ogre
Yes.
Drive, normally a Sigma Hammond player. So we are seeing the difference, I think, in comfort between these two as they play these heroes that are necessary for your team.
For sure, especially right now, since Ryan is gone, you're automatically, just by default, you're going to that double shield meta. You're going to that Orisa Sigma. I think Instalock were trying to get around it by going to the Orisa Hog and going into more damage as opposed to shield and sustain. And they had a little bit of success with it, but Prodigious kind of put their foot down, and it just didn't really end up working out for them. And we're talking about the Sigmas. Good to point out that Overdrive is, more experienced on the Sigma, so it's not terribly surprising why, at least to me, I think he's really been getting the better end of that matchup. But Slang Taffy still been having some great plays as well. Trying to match Ogre just stride for stride on that Flux charge. Also getting some good value, some great accretions that we've seen in there. So definitely no slouch either. And also J-Star coming in on the Orisa. There was maybe some speculation, not being on that Reinhardt, not being able to come in with the big shatters that we're used to seeing week by week. But, been pretty impressive here.
Yeah, it's really it's really a shame, honestly, that we don't get to see the Rhine matchups between these two,
For sure.
because J-Star and Slang Taffy are so they're both such fantastic Reinhardts. They're so aggressive. They're in your face. They do exactly what their team needs them to do in terms of making space. They've got those big shatters. They look really good on Ryan, both of them. And then Ryan gets banned. And suddenly they're both thrown onto Sigma and Orisa. And what are you supposed to do? I've said this all day, but you're thrown onto this hero you rarely play, and suddenly the whole game changes.
Yeah, for sure. We don't get that. As you said, we sadly don't get that Ryan matchup that everybody would have loved to see. Just these super aggressive, just absolute chads, these Cadillacs of human beings going at each other on the Rhine. But we're going to settle for what we have. We've already got Jeff Kaplan on the phone. He's not budging. We're sorry. We did all we could as our humble little trank folk. They refuse to make changes about it.
I really put the nails to him. I said pretty please and everything. He just won't do it.
Yeah, he even added with a cherry on top, and he just wouldn't come around. I don't understand what the deal is with him, but we're going to have to make do with what we have, and what we have is double shield and dive, and these teams have not been disappointing thus far on those compositions, particularly on that double shield. and we're going to have to see what they want to run thus far. We're going to be on Route 66 as our next map. It's most likely going to be double shield. Might see some dive offense off the start, but it looks like these teams are going to keep it to the tried and true, keep it on double shield.
Yeah, we are going to see in this first point the tattered remains of that train where Echo was busted out of jail by Ash and then McCree, I believe, in that order. Not super cool of either of them, really. I'm gonna put that out there. They should have left her in there.
Well, that's why Ash is banned. That's actually the reason why.
Ah, that makes sense. That's why McCree's been banned twice.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You know, we've been seeing McCree pretty much every other week.
Yeah, well, I'm sure we'll see the third one next week.
You're probably not wrong. And we'll probably see Widowmaker right alongside it. You know, even if Widowmaker gets 0 playtime, they'll probably just be like, "Hey, just ban Widowmaker anyway." We got to keep it. We got to keep it consistent. And so we're gonna see an early Sonic.
Otherwise, I'd cry.
Story's trying to get an early pick.
The Genji from Sweet Buns and the Ana from Bad Heels, Cognitive Pin on the Echo, and the more standard Hanzo McCree coming out from Prodigious. Nanoblade's a win condition for sure, but it didn't look so great from last time, so we're gonna have to see exactly how they managed to pull this off. Sweet Bun's getting extra aggressive, a lot of deflect there. Very well done to keep them up on that high ground, not allow them to drop and secure the position. Prodigious now having to play corner, backing up all the way around the backside of gas station. No one lost yet, but a huge halt from both sides, and Maxix is able to follow up onto Sweet Bun. Muscles, though, gets Case, and that is a much bigger pick. The Lucio out of the running, though. O-Stories takes down Slang Taffy, and now all of a sudden there is no shield for the side of Instaloch as they try and push in. Muscles with a big hook, but he gets rocked. He gets every utility from his supports, gets nano boosted and everything, and still forced to back up all the way to the corner with his team. But a huge hook onto Ogre Drive. He takes him down. O-Stories, though, trades out onto Bad Heels. There's now just the Baptiste for the aggression for Instaloch, but Ogre Drive is down. They're down that Sigma. It's a huge first pick. Sweet Buns with a weird little S-shaped dash there, getting up on top of the gas station, put that damage in, and the adaptive field for Cognitive Pit. He turns into the McCree, putting that damage in. He has the Deadeye. He's going to use it in the back line. He takes down Nagisa. Sweet Buns and Muscles on their own, also getting those picks there as they commit 2 ults into that fight. 3 if you count the nano to keep Muscles up early. And they use B Farmer's window as well. So the ult advantage is going to be for Prodigious, but it's not going to matter to Instaloch as they secure point A.
Yeah, they didn't even need the Nanoblade there. They'd used it on the Muscles to get back, and then they had the spawn advantage to allow Bad Heels to get back before Overdrive could come back with the side of Prodigious. And while initially Prodigious's rotation was so clean, once they lost him, Instaloch, they wasted no time getting aggressive, getting in it. They forced out the eye field early. Again, the antis have been fantastic coming out from Bad Heels. They played the cover so well whenever the window came down from Nagisa. And they're getting the hook!
Gets hooked by Muxels. Oh, O-Stories takes down Bad Heels and Beat Farmers, though. He's trading this around, making it look competitive at least. Sweet Bun's forced to back out, and Muscles has looked so strong on the Roadhog tonight, but his team cannot seem to stay alive without that extra shield. So how can they adapt around that while still keeping the Roadhog?
Yeah, I mean, once again, it all comes down to sustain bar. You know, they got the hook, you know, really early on. For the most part, Prodigious have been doing a good job at denying these hooks to Muscles and not giving them what they want. Overdrive with the shield management, the block goes really quickly, then take it back down to recharge. And even when they get it, they're able to play so tight together and stay disciplined and able to really rally back in and go at it. But now they have 6 ults.
We're getting to see it. The stun, the double stun comes out. He only gets O-Stories. He does take down the ice, taking down in retain. And the Flux is going to come out with Maxix using the Deadeye Echo. As soon as she uses her ultimate ability, she just gets taken out of it by the Deadeye along with Muscles. J-Star is going to take Cognitive Pit out of her full health, end of all life, and now it's just going to depend on the Baptiste left alive for Prodigious. The eye field is enough, though, as O-Stories comes back in and takes down Slang Taffy and Beat Farmer along with the help of J-Star's ultimate. And now it looks like Instaloch are being forced into a situation where something has to change for their team. The ult advantage on the side of Prodigious, and no point presence left for Instaloch.
It looks like they're going to try again for another Nanoblade, but how much time has passed? It was just really telegraphed. Prodigious, they knew it was coming. The double stun came in. The eye field came in. They played to it perfectly. and they still almost got it, but Nagisa really coming in clutch in that fight when they were getting back around the corner. That I-field came in at the perfect time to make it to where they weren't going to go down to another fantastic anti coming out from Bad Heels.
Oh, the dragon from
Total dragon.
That's two sweep on the hand. Bad Heels taken down. Here's the third.
Four for Stories.
Four big kills coming out there. Committing the ultimate in the corner after Nagisa's window was made redundant by the positioning of Instaloch, and a huge individual performance that just seems to be a bit of a trend here during this match. Individual performances have been enough to win fights for both teams.
Yeah, Stories has been pretty impressive on the Hanzo. It's not his first great ultimate thus far this series. They're going for a pull. Not going to find anything with that one. And now we're going to see the Nano Doom coming in here, Bard.
Yes, Sweet Buns in the background on that Doom. Swap off of the heals that they were playing earlier. They take down Overdrive and manage to put some serious damage into the backline of Prodigious. Nagisa gets traded out, and so does J-Star. And now it's another 3v6, 2v6 as Maxix gets taken out by Muscles, and O-Stories trades on the Cognitive Pit, but he is now the only one alive on his team, forced to back down inside into the next point, and is now being pressured down. But he takes down Beef Armor, trying to escape here. Muscle's trying to put the pressure on him, but he's not going to catch him. O-Stories managing to get these huge picks late fight and surviving. That's very impressive by the DPS player for Prodigious.
Yeah, and if you look at this, O-Stories already has another dragon built back up. They're going to have a massive ult advantage coming into this fight. It's an early dragon. Not going to find anything on that one.
Oh, Sweet Bun saved by the moving platform, but the Flux comes in, the beat to counter it, and J-Star gets taken out by Cognitive Pit, who swaps over onto McCree and just takes down Maxix too. Sweet Buns takes down Overdrive. O-Stories manages to take the Echo out of their ultimate ability, but that is all that they can do. Cognitive Pit has looked real strong in this Echo when they've had their ultimate abilities.
Yeah, this is a fantastic job by Echo. We haven't seen a whole lot of humongous Echo plays this far, but that's our first one coming in. And now we have a great responding Deadeye coming in from Maxix saying, I don't care about your anti. I'm getting free on this Deadeye. We are swinging this back.
Maxix with 3 big picks. Case is going to follow up on the Muscles as well. And Prodigious, like you said, immediately just taking the point back. This is our point now. Sorry, we hit Q before you did. We win.
Well, that is the golden rule of Overwatch. You know, the team that ults first and uses more ultimates typically wins. Pretty mind-blowing stuff, I know. It's truly A-tier analysis right there. O-Stories going down right before they get that next dragon, trying to save off this fight using the supercharger. Not going to work out, though.
Oh, Sweet Buns does get stunned, though. Manages to survive. Nagisa's I-field is taken out for their team. And now, Sweet Buns staying alive this whole time can put pressure on Overdrive on that Sigma. And Sigma just looks so weak to the Doomfist. Can be battered around. There's no fortification abilities for them. Nagisa manages to get a pick, but it doesn't matter. Muscles and Cognitive Pit looks so strong. Case staying on point with 1 HP for a solid second there, keeping their team in it. And now Maxix with another ultimate is not going to find anyone. He does stun and take Cognitive Pit out of their ability, but Muscles and Bad Heels together working to clear this objective point for their team. O-Stories to swap the Mace, the better throw. The Flux now coming out from Overdrive. He's worked so good with them throughout the night, but it doesn't matter as Muscles and Sweet Buns are going to continue to secure these picks. The Hammond and the Sigma and the Lucio, all that's left for Prodigious as they're trying to just sustain on this point. The Meteor Strike is going to come out again. Oh, Bad Heels is trying to be taken out. Maxix does get them. The Immortality Field comes out again from Nagisa. The damage coming out from Maxix is enough to keep his team in there. And the beat, Case manages to build beat during this fight. The window also coming out from Nagisa, helping put that field in to keep their team alive. And Sweet Buns takes down O-Stories, but Overdrive, he swaps over to Winston, takes out Cognitive Pit and Beef Farmer. 2 big picks for the Winston for the off-tank of Prodigious. The Nano Boost going on to Sweet Buns, but Maxix with a huge Voltron takes down Muscles, and now the fight is firmly in the favor of Prodigious. The Slang Cappy is going to commit an ult, as well as Sweet Buns on the Doomfist, who's taken down 2. Sweet Buns is keeping their team in this single-handedly. The beat comes out, and now Instaloch managed to take all 3 points on Route 66 in overtime with one of the longest stalls we've had all season.
Whew, I gotta let my heart come back down real quick. That such a long fight. There were 3 different beats built and used in that fight. Absolutely incredible. And then with the Stolpix coming out, Maxix was doing a great job on that Tracer trying to go back and take care of bad heals. It took a while, but they were able to take so much attention away and finally get that kill, but it just wasn't enough. Even the Stolpix, even the respawn advantages, the ultimates came right back online for the side of Instaloch, and they're finally able to secure that point.
Yeah, just such a long fight, and I really want to highlight Muscles there dies to the pulse bomb from Maxix and immediately swaps to Hammond, comes back and plays Hammond for about 20 seconds and already built that mine field for his team. Just some fantastic Hammond play coming out of him and coming out of Ogre Drive on the side of Prodigious. Just very strong showings from both quote-unquote off-tanks for their teams there. Looking very good.
Yeah, again, that was going to be, the speculative thing was going to be, about the tank lines coming into this on these sides without the normal brawl play style, but they have just, we said it, but they have really rose to the occasion. They have just been utterly fantastic, putting on a show all around. The main tanks, the off tanks, whether it's the Sigma, the Orisa, even the Ball, the Winston that we've seen come out of both sides now at this point, utterly fantastic.
We are going to see the Torbjorn coming out from Sweet Buns. I do like the Torb pick. It's looked really good all night for Instaloch. As they come into this, they are going to be running a single shield though, so they are going to need that extra shield pressure from the Torb turret, and now already losing the shield war. The Torb turret is going to be taken down. Overdrive gets hooked again. He seems to be the one always being pulled into the back line of Instaloch by Muscles, but again, the pressure is enough that Instaloch have to essentially take one fight on point A, backing up all the way around gas station, and this shield war is not going in their favor, even with the turret that Ogre Drive again takes down. The immortality field used early from Beat Farmer, but
already a fluff!
Takes Ogre Drive, gets canceled! Muscles! The counter, and now the window is going to come out from Beat Farmer, looking so good, keeping their team up here. And Muscles, with a single hook and a single pick from Cognitive, Hit has already won the fight. O-Story taken out early. Jammed onto Overdrive. Cognitive Hit gets 2 with his attack. A visor coming out from Soldier, and man, oh my god, a hook is better than an ultimate apparently.
Well, when it can be canceled, yeah, absolutely. Just hit that hook and don't got to worry about anything else. But fantastic, and we're already going to see him set up for the EMP charge.
Oh, bad heals! Has looked so strong all night, and they continue looking strong. Another hook on Overdrive! Muscles won't let this man play the game! He won't let him just even touch the objective point before he hooks him. He's like, no, you come over to me, and I'm going to take you out of this game here. And Maxix, forced to run away on this Sombra. Coming close to that EMP though, O-Stories does have the Deadeye. They may be looking for a huge combo here, but Sweet Buns has that Molten Core. Muscles, he nanos in their ultimate for the High Noon, and the EMP combo. O-Stories takes down Muscles and Slain Cappy. Sweet Buns though, takes down Nagi, Cognitive Pick takes down O-Stories, and Sweet Buns again, he takes down J-Star. The Torbjorn is so strong all night, and Overdrive stuck in the point. Overdrive! If there's anything that'll tilt you, it's a hammer kill to your Sigma. Ogre Drive is just not being left alive, and the gameplay coming out of these teams here. Sweet Bun has looked very strong on the Torbjorn.
Cognitive already 75 back up to attack visor, and that is just devastating. If you're Prodigious, you invest the EMP, you come in with your Deadeye for your big combo, you get a couple big picks, you think for a second you've won it, and then the DPS just completely pop off to the side of Instaloch, and now you're back to square one.
Here, one ult being committed already for each team. We have the Orisa ult, and we have the window coming out of Nagisa. Muscles, though, also using his Roadhog ultimate. O-Stories here. He's got to be looking to build this tire quickly. The damage is coming out of Maxix, and the beat is committed, but Sweet Buns, again, gets the first pick on the J-Star. And he uses the Molten Core. Overdrive takes him down, but Maxix gets hooked. Muscles won't let Prodigious catch a break. He keeps getting in their face, making them come get in his face, and then he just shoots them in their face. How are they supposed to stay alive? They can't move.
And now we're going to see Cognitive, they can get back in time, and they are. They lost that 1v1 to Maxix a little bit earlier, but they're going to have another attack visor for this fight. They can nano visor if they so choose to.
Oh, and Maxix gets taken down early.
Here it comes!
Wins the first fight. He uses the attack visor, and it's going to catch no one so far as the Immortality Field's going to keep him alive. He does get taken out by Overdrive, but the Immortality Field and Arista's ultimate, I can't remember what it's called at the moment, because Muscles with another huge big takedown of O-Stories. He had his tire. He needed to use it in this fight, but he gets taken down so early, and Muscles in the back line with a hook. He takes down Naruto, catches them.
Another whole hog!
Another whole hog. Maxix being pressured up into the sky. He's 1 HP with his attack visor. Cognitive Pit takes him down. And now it's just Jason overdriving Kaz. How can they keep them alive? Sweet Buns takes down Overdrive again. An Instaloch team returning this around. Sweet Buns on the tanks. The tire makes it out. He gets 2, but no one's on the point. Case leaves the point. And now Instaloch bring this back to 2-1 and make it competitive there. Wow.
I think they may have heard me, Bard. We were saying going into this how it hasn't been as close as we thought, but what an absolutely the best map of the series so far by a wide margin.
And
going into that
there in the play of the game.
Absolutely.
There needs to be a card for enemies hooked, please, at the end of the game, Overwatch. I'd like to see.
Yeah, we don't just need to know hook accuracy. We need to see number of lives ruined by hook. Muscles is hot contender for a record for that category coming into this, especially after that second round. It looks so promising though coming in from Prodigious in that last fight. Instaloch, they tried to come in using that attack visor, Overdrive completely shut it down. They went in their face using that eat ability, and they were able to take away a lot of it. And then when they got around them, they just dropped shield right in front of the soldier, so they couldn't get any value out of that attack visor. But once again, when Prodigious started to go in, they just got so split. They created a lot of separation on both sides of the gas station, and Instaloch just completely took advantage of it.
Yeah. Really, really interesting. The ultimates just seemed to be used much better for the side of Instaloch.
For sure.
Really, really, really weird to think that Molten Core on its own is a fight winner. And then suddenly, Sweet Buns has 3 Molten Cores in 1 point and is winning fights with them. You don't normally think of Torb as having the high impact ultimate abilities unless it's comboed with something, but when you can just put a ton of damage down onto the objective point, the enemy team can't play the objective point. I know that seems, again, like A+ analysis there, but what are you supposed to do?
Hey, when you're right, you're right.
You try and touch the point, and it kills you.
And then if you look at Beef Farmer, I mean, the Torb plays have just been outstanding. We had incredible play right there on Route 66. You go back to Eichenwald, just saving the point for their team, and getting that 4K, forcing out that map, getting the draw, and now making it to where they're down 2-1 right now. And even though it's only a 1 point difference, it's still a much definitely nowhere near as bad a deficit as being facing elimination because you lose that map and then being down 3-1. So I mean, look at that. And then also when you think about it, they currently, to my knowledge, are the only Torb player to have a hammer kill in the playoffs. I mean, how do you beat that?
I don't think you do, and I'm gonna be honest. If I'm Overdrive, I'm tilted as soon as the hammer hits me. I don't know. He's a very good player, and Prodigious are a strong team. I have the privilege of being on their affiliate team, and so I know that they have mental competence. I don't think they as a team will tilt that easily after 1 round loss, but man, as an individual player, as soon as I get hammer killed, I'm in full tilt mode. I'm only going after the Torbjorn for the rest of the game. And Overdrive looked like he was going after the Torbjorn that entire game. He looked like the first thing he wanted to do was kill that Torbjorn, and the second thing he wanted to do was kill that Torbjorn, and then the third thing he wanted to do was win the game. And we are going to be going on to Ilios. It's a good map for Sigma, but it's also a very good map for Roadhog. And Muscles has just looked unstoppable on that Roadhog, and I don't know how well Ogre Drive plays Roadhog. I know he's a fantastic Zarya, he's a fantastic Hammond, he's a fantastic Sigma. I don't think I've ever once seen him play Roadhog personally. Mm-hmm. So we could get a very, very interesting matchup coming in here as Muscles and Ogre Drive play Roadhog and try and hook each other into the murder hole.
Yeah, hopefully. and to be honest with you, I'm pretty surprised that Prodigious took Ilios and not Busan. You know, you play Busan, it gives you a lot more free reign to play those Mei compositions that you've been having so much success on. And like you said, instead you go to Ilios and you give Muscles, who has already been loving this hog, you give him a lot more free reign to be able to play what they want. So I'm going to assume they have something up their sleeve going into this map, give him the benefit of the doubt, but Busan would also be a fantastic pick for him.
Yeah, Busan, and it's really interesting, Ilios, because if there's ever a map where I, as a Pharah player, want to be playing Pharah, it is well. It's in the murder hole. I want to be getting boops. I want to be raining down damage. I want to be killing the enemy team. But Pharah's pretty good on every map here. And the only team we've seen even try Pharah has been Instaloch. And if Prodigious are thinking, we're only going to play meta heroes, we're just going to play to our strengths and win this, they may trap themselves into a mindset where a more free-flowing team like Instaloch can press their advantage.
Yeah, you mentioned the Pharah. We've been seeing a pretty decent amount of echo coming out from Instaloch as well, which, again, this also kind of benefits that. But thus far, we are going to see Widowmakers on both sides here on Ruins, which is not surprising. This is a fantastic Widowmaker map. And then we're going to see Sweet Buns again on that tour, provided none of these people change. Manbardu coming out on that Doomfist for the second time tonight, to my knowledge. And then we're going to see Dive coming out again. Again, it's like, if you wanted to play Dive, why not go Busan? You can play Dive on downtown Busan, but Ilios, none of these are really fantastic, like slam dunk Dive.
I do think that this, of all of them, is the strongest Dive map. I do think that Ogre Drive, again, as far as I'm aware, is a Hammond player before he's a Sigma player. He's fantastic on both heroes, but he could just be trying to get in that comfort pick, do some damage. He does get in the back line, puts the pressure down onto Cognitive Pit, and now puts the pressure down onto the back line of the entire enemy team. Instaloch having to deal with this Hammond here, and not as much as they're going to be able to do the disrupt. J-Star takes down Cognitive Pit, O-Story takes down Sweet Buns, who did manage to take down Manbro Dude, but now Muscles and Flame Taffy on the point without DPS are going to have to try and win this on their own. Muscles gets taken low, dropped to 1 nearly by the enemy team, does manage to take a breather as J-Star takes down B-Farmer. Flame Taffy, though, trades out onto J-Star, and the hook from Muscles, he takes down Case. O-Stories get 2, 3 O-Stories, showing off the hit scan superiority on this Widow, looking incredibly strong already on Ruins, and Prodigious are going to cap the points first, but the pressure is now coming out. O-Stories gets pressured down by Beat Farmer, taken down. Cognitive Pit gets a pick 2, and now Prodigious, they're looking a little weak as they push in here. Manbro does take down Sweet Buns, though. Prodigious trying to solidify their hold on this point. Manbro going to put the pressure down on the Cognitive Pit on that Genji. Does not get taken down either. No punishment coming out yet for the side of Instaloch. J-Star waiting, looking for his next target to pick, but Muscles commits the ultimate. He gets both tanks for Prodigious, and now the point looks like it's turning around, but O-Stories and Manbro Dude trade out bad heals. Oh, but Cognitive Beat Farmer goes to letting their own, and now it's just O-Stories alive. The double Widow ultimate being committed as Instaloch swaps the point over. Cognitive Pit is going to win that fight, and now Prodigious are going to have to back up off of the point and reset.
Yeah, O-Stories getting a lot of picks on that Widow, but if you don't have anybody to still be on the objective, it's all for naught. And now we're seeing both of the tanks from Prodigious with both of their ultimates online. If J-Star or Ogre Drive can get a great dive on a Cognitive Pit, like they did to open up their first push to cap the point initially, that would set them up immensely to be able to get this point back. We already have a great drive going on to bad heals. Can they get the kill? They do!
Oh, Manbro Dude secures it. He gets Sweet Buns 2 with the dash.
Manbro Dude with 3!
Cognitive Pit. Manbro Dude flexing his projectile hero pool, pulling out the Genji. Not yet seen tonight, taking down 3 in the span of 2 seconds. And now it's just Muscles alive on the point. The Roadhog trying to survive there, but gets taken down by Nox. And, oh, Sweet Buns. Oh, he gets the nano, but he gets slept immediately and has to recall. He's barely on point for enough time to take down J-Star, but he kills himself with the pulse bomb. Instaloch coming out here, bad heals with a good sleep, but it gets taken down by Case, and now Prodigious had the point. And Instaloch need to reset here, or they're going to lose more people and get staggered out for longer.
Yeah, the biggest advantage that Prodigious now have is because they were able to get such a clean dive on the bad heals with J-Star and Manbro Dude is that they saved the Nano Blade. They're now going to have that going into this fight, but Beat Farmer has their beat available. This is going to be the matchup to watch here. It's going to be a Manbro Dude going in against Beat Farmer, but a big pick already onto O-Stories by Cognitive Pit is going to help them immensely.
Cognitive Pit has looked better in the Widow 1v1. Has not secured as many picks as... Oh, Manbro Dude, he started to commit the Nano Blade. Manages to take down bad heals, but the beat comes out from Beat Farmer, who has farmed that beat perfectly effectively, and now Sweet Buns and Cognitive Pit are going to trade out. And Prodigious immediately on the back foot after starting. Oh, Cognitive Pit takes down O-Stories again, and Sweet Buns take down Case. Prodigious are just playing to stall the point here, just trying to get as close to 99 as they can so that they can win this with one fight, and they are going to continue to touch. Manbro Dude gets taken down, though, and now it is going to be 95 on the point for Prodigious as Instaloch take control.
Sweet Buns is one of the best Genji plays I've ever seen at any level of Overwatch, peeling for his Widowmaker on the dive, killing J-Star, then going back, killing Manbro Dude in the middle of his blade, getting 2 more kills and building up his own blade in that fight. Utterly incredible, and now they have a decent chance to be able to swing this all the way back.
Yes, J-Star.
But a big ante!
Oh, J-Star gets Beat Farmer, the ante. O-Stories trades out on Slaying Taffy, and Manbro Dude takes down bad heals. Sweet Buns just trying to ult here, but it doesn't matter. J-Star says, I am in primal rage, and I can hit you regardless of if you are deflecting, so you have to die, sir. You are getting off of my objective point, and now Prodigious are going to take round 1 of Ilios.
Yeah, you know, it looked really promising because they had the blade available for the side of Instaloch, but you know, Prodigious, they just came in. It was a fantastic biotic grenade coming out from Nox on that Ana, getting 4 on the side of Instaloch, and just rapid aggression. The target priority was so good. They were able to get the kills with the ante before it could wear off and before they could rally and rebound back and re-engage with the blade. So fantastic play, Nox, really saving that point potentially for Prodigious.
Yeah, just fantastic gameplay coming out of both sides with the Genjis. This time, though, as we move on to Lighthouse, O-Stories is going to be locking the Genji. Still Dive coming out here from the side of Prodigious, and Manbro Dude and Sweet Buns both going to be running the Doomfist here. Looks like they're trying to run a hard counter dive on the side of the fight. Muscles takes down Case so early on. J-Star gets the pressure, but it doesn't matter. Beat Farmer with a boom kill on the Nox. Slaying Taffy takes on Overdrive, and J-Star, the tank superiority already being demonstrated by the Orisa, and a clean first fight for Instaloch.
Yeah, very ambitious of Prodigious to try to dive that going on to this point. They were hoping they could catch them before they had the cover of the point, hoping to catch them mid-rotation. It didn't work out. Really good hook by Muscles, really good boot by Beat Farmer, and yeah, smart choice by Prodigious. You're just gonna have to swap here.
Yeah, running the double shield now. A huge amount of damage coming out from Sweet Buns. And a hook again from Muscles onto Overdrive. He won't give him a second of reprieve, but Manbro Dude manages to trade on the Sweet Buns as Cognitive Pit takes down O-Stories. 1 DPS down for both lines, but the Doomfist still up for Prodigious is going to look better as Overdrive takes down Cognitive Pit. And now, oh, another hook onto Overdrive. Muscles, he won't let the man use any of his abilities as he commits the ultimate. Takes on Overdrive and J-Star. There was no absorption left for the side of Overdrive. He couldn't absorb that anymore. Muscles gets the hook on a Case. He won't let anyone on Prodigious play the game. All of you have to get hooked. All of you have to come to me. All of you have to die. Manbro Dude manages to take down Sweet Buns. Nox goes off the map though, and Manbro Dude gets hooked to take it down. Muscles with 4 hooks just in that one fight.
Yeah, very good ultimate coming out from Muscles on that whole hog. Got slept by Nox, but already got 2 before he was able to go down. That's all they needed. And Roadhog is one of those heroes like Mei and like Symmetra, to where if you don't get the kill on them, if you are not able to eliminate them from the fight quickly, they will rally back and win the fight for their team. The damage is incredible. The shield break is incredible. Very good ultimate, especially inside. And now we're going to see this plus here.
It gets 5 in that, but Oh no, the ultimate coming up from Cognitive Pit is going to be shut down by the shield of Overdrive, and O-Stories is going to use the Nano Blade, takes down 2 and the Orisa ultimate, and now Prodigious are finally going to cap the point, but it's going to be 93% for Instaloch. They are one fight away from winning this map.
Yeah, and if you're Instaloch, you know, you feel okay about that. You built up 93, you know, on your first cap, so good job by them. They're building up to another whole hog. They have another Coalescence, and you forced out 4 ultimates. On the side of Prodigious, and now, because one went through the swap, they're now down right now. They can try to take this fight really early if they're fast enough and go 65. It doesn't look like they're going to do that, though. They're going to play this a little bit slower. Quick Ones has now gone down. That's a very important pick by O-Stories.
Yes, O-Stories getting the early pick, and J-Star using his Orisa ultimate, the amplified damage defensively. He's going to drop it before they attempt to push so that no push can actually be pushed into it with that single shield. And now Sweet Buns swapping over to the Tracer. Not a bad swap.
They get more Sweet Buns. Tracer now being Overdrive, getting hooked again!
He won't let this man rest. Mamberdude does spray down on the Slang Cappy, but it might not matter here as Mamberdude goes down. Muscles and Bad Heels both commit their ultimates, and Cognitive Pit also gets a kill here. J-Star gets taken down, and Muscles has looked so strong on the Roadhog this match.
Absolutely, I'm not sure
He
exactly
hooked
what happened.
Overdrive again and does enough damage. He goes off the map, and Overdrive can't touch to contest. Instaloch are going to make control 1-1, and we are going to go on to Well. And I've got to say, if I'm Prodigious, I don't want to be walking out against Well with Muscles on that Roadhog.
Yeah, that's something we should think about. Like, how many, you know, going into these 3 rounds, like, you know, Well is going to be the best one suited for Instaloch. And so, you know, your best chance if you're Prodigious was to, you know, clinch it before you get to this one. You didn't have to see it, but now they have to see it. And it's 1-1. And, you know, Muscles, he's not switching off that hog. Why would he? You know, he's already been popping off so much, and now he's just an absolute heaven right now. Already doing so well, and now in a huge opportunity to be able to get more kills and add more value to his team. But now we're going to see Overdrive for the first time tonight going to that hog. They were doing well in the Sigma matchup against Muscles. Let's see if he can match him as well on that Roadhog.
Yeah, Sweet Buns as well coming out on the Torbjorn. We saw how strong they looked, and with that shield up, the Torb just does so much free damage. Mamberdude does take it down. We are going to see Mamberdude on the Hanzo, one of his signature heroes coming into this season and into this match. However, Muscles goes with the first hook, and he misses it. He doesn't get it. Uncharacteristic of the man not to get the hook. And now the damage coming out. O-Stories. He gets Cognitive Pit. Mamberdude takes the turret down again. And the shield is up. Mamberdude takes down Torb. No need to kill the turret. Just kill the engineer. And Overdrive takes down Slang Cappy. Already looking good on the Roadhog as Muscles might not be allowed to escape here. It looks like he is going to be staggered out late in the fight. As O-Stories staying aggressive here. Not sure if he should risk dying early.
Yeah, superior spam just so far coming out from Prodigious here on Well, and we're gonna see some swaps. We're gonna get the Super Shimada Bros in action for the first time tonight in one comp. So we're gonna have double dragon action. I'm excited to see it. They're definitely playing for Nano Blade right now, but I mean, if you look at what you're going against, I mean, they have Hook, they have Beats, they have Sun with a flashbang.
Taken down. A huge ante coming out from Bad Heel too. I have said, not Bad Heel, sorry, from Nox, who has looked very good on this Ana tonight. From what we have seen of him, and Overdrive looks really strong on this Roadhog. Kind of makes you wonder why he didn't swap a little sooner.
Kind of stick to their guns, and you can't fault them for it. You know, on paper, double shield, you know, is superior, but you know, when the enemy hog is just playing so well, and they're playing so well around the hog, and you have just supports who are having all-star performances, it's so hard to get around. Great pull there!
Gets taken out, and the hook sleeve coming out of Overdrive, and Nox. O-Stories takes on Slang Taffy. Beat Farmer does get a good boop kill onto O-Stories, knocking him into the well, but Cognitive Pit is just going to have to take a dive off the side of the map to reset here on time. Prodigious, Overdrive with another huge hook late in the fight. Staggers out Bad Heels, and Prodigious looks so primed to win
Another
this fight.
stagger maybe. On the beat, can they get away? You're gonna get hooked!
Oh, what other
Up with the
hook?
boom!
They live.
No, he gets killed mid-beat! That's traumatic for them!
Taken out of the fight, and Muscle's taken down early as well by O-Stories. Manbro Dude gonna use that Orisa ultimate to take down Cognitive Pit. The Nano Blade coming in, but he just gets CC'd out of existence, and O-Stories gonna take down Bad Heels. Just Beat Farmer left on the point on that Lucio, but he gets hooked down by Overdrive. And Overdrive essentially saying, anything your hog can do, I can do better. A ton of great hooks coming out of him that round. And Prodigious are gonna secure Ilios.
Yeah, they played just such a fantastic game going into that final fight. They got the picks on the both supports. I'm not sure what exactly happened there, how they weren't able to get out earlier, but they spent too much time trying to contest. You know, I'm not sure if B Farmer was just going for some cheeky boops into the well like he was able to get on those stories earlier. But yeah, they get the picks onto the supports, and then the blade comes in, and J-Star with a beautiful pull right into the center of the well forces out the dash from Sweet Buns on Genji. And then after that, they're able to just take him down. He has no place to go, no ability to really close the gap on anybody on Prodigious. They just played it so perfect.
Yeah, absolutely. And another really close match. Well, it certainly looked like it was its own round, but the first two rounds, very close, very contested coming out from both teams there. And looks like Prodigious are just able to adapt a little better to these compositions. They ran the dive, they made it work. They ran the Roadhog, they made it work. And it seems like Instaloch maybe stuck onto that Orisa Hog.
Yeah, I mean, you can't fault them. You know, you're going into well. I mean, why would you not stick with the Orisa Hog in that situation? But as you said, we just saw a very good adaptation from Prodigious, and the fact that they were running spam. Once they were able to cap that point with the McCree and the Hanzo, it made it so hard for Instaloch to really be able to get their footing and solidify themselves on that point, especially because they were running the Genji. So big damage advantage coming out from Prodigious, good spam advantage, and they were able to just keep their footing, keep their heels dug in, and they did not allow Instaloch to be able to come back in.
Yeah, absolutely. A great show of the power of CC, those crowd control abilities. Real interesting. Overwatch, we've talked about May. We've mentioned McCree, I think, but we haven't really talked about how like 40% of the heroes now have some sort of crowd control. Brig has stun, McCree has stun.
Well, we don't like to talk about that.
Orisa has the halt. And the better team that plays the crowd control better wins the fights.
Typically, yes. You know, we've seen a lot of talks throughout the existence of Overwatch, of it shifting from kind of being very FPS based to kind of more MOBA based, all the CC and everything coming into it. It's of course been the cause of a lot of concern for quite some time now, for several years. But there we saw Prodigious really taking advantage of it. Ogre really matching Muscle's stride for stride on that Roadhog. He just kind of hopped in here like, I'm sick of this dude. And just came in on the hog, and yeah, we're going to be going into, we don't know what map yet, but
we are going to be going into Blizzard World as we come into this, and we're going to see a couple swaps for Prodigious. They're going to bring Nagisa back in for Case, and they're going to bring Max6 back in for Manbro Dude, who was looking really strong on the Genji and the Hanzo. So we're going to have to see what they want to run with Max6. When they've had him in the past, they've run a lot of May Torb and May McCree. So we may be seeing a bit more meta coming out of them, maybe trying to shut this down before Instaloch can build any more momentum. But, as weird as it sounds, I want to see Instaloch try dive again on this first point.
It's not impossible. You can definitely stage up on the high ground, up on the right-hand side if you're looking at it from the attacking perspective. But it's most likely going to be double shield. We could see some echo, which we already are seeing from the side of Instaloch, provided again they don't switch. I have a long history here in the Tranquility community of teaching that. It's getting debated by hero picks, and I don't appreciate it, but I will take that for everyone. But yeah, seeing some more Genji coming out as well.
I do really like the Nano Blade here, especially with Max6 playing the Torbjorn. If they're running that May, McCree or the Maytorp, I'm not as big a fan of the Nano Blade. A lot easier to be shut down. Good wall, good ice block, good blizzard, good freeze. Anything like that can shut them down. But with McCree, you just kind of bait out the flashbang and then kill him. With Torbjorn, you just kill him. With Baptiste, you have to kill the eye field first, sure, but then you just kill him. Not really as much to counter that as quickly.
Very true, but you also have to look at that. They have both a Baptiste and a Zenyatta, which is great for spam on this defense, but also both of those heroes can counter a Blade and already.
Oh, and Beast Farmer goes down 2 to Overdrive. Muscles gets another hook kill, takes down O-Stories, but JCR Max 6 trade that out, and it's just Bad Heals left alive now with Sweet Buns on that Genji, and the double shield already looking stronger for the side of Prodigious than the Orisa Hog combination. Hog, you put that shield damage in, sure, but when your Orisa's shield is breaking so quickly, Hog isn't gonna make a difference. Oh, but Muscles does make a difference. He hooks O-Stories twice in a row, coming down from spawn, but Overdrive takes out Cognitive Pit. The McCree's both down. Muscles goes out trying to catch Overdrive again, but it's not going to happen. Muscles gets the nano boost, pushing right into the enemy team, trying to catch him, but the Flux goes through. Overdrive catches Muscles, and Slang Taffy and Muscles both go down, and now Bad Heals is going to fall as well. And Instaloch forced off of the point, and the nano boost was used, but Sweet Buns is just about to get their blade.
Yeah, I mean, coming into that fight, those swords get hit early, but they have a fantastic Halt Rock combination coming up from JSR and Overdrive to even it out. And then Instaloch went for a pincer attack, it got snuffed out, didn't work out whatsoever, and now, yeah, they have a blade, they don't have a nano boost, Nox has the Transcendence, and they have an eye field, so what's the plan here?
Oh, the plan is to get a Halt hook, but it's not going to happen as the BAP window comes out and O-Stories takes down Slang Kitty, and Instaloch already forced to retreat, and that's what happens when you don't have that second shield to back up your Orisa. Cognitive Hit taken down by Nox, who's looked so good on the BAP all night, and O-Stories is going to catch Sweet Buns. He's just looking to use his blade, man. Give him a break.
Yeah, and that's exactly what you want. If you're Prodigious, they win that just off of one ultimate. Nagisa drops down that Ant Matrix, and that's all it took. They get the kill early, and I love the aggression. I love how far they chased up to that first choke pretty much to be able to wipe them out. And so again, we have another Nano Blade coming in. They're most likely to come in with this fight, but again, against both of these supports, they can shut it down. What's the idea? Aggressive beat, very bold here.
Oh no, the Deadeye comes out and uses it though and doesn't catch anyone. O-Stories takes him down with the flashbang and the right click. And now Sweet Buns using that Nano Blade, trying to get as much as he can, does take down Maxis and Nagisa, but he gets taken down by Nox. The Zenyatta's all it takes to shut down the Genji, and O-Stories takes down Muscles, and so many ultimates used there for Instaloch, and they get nothing on the point here.
Yeah, and now they're making swaps, which means they're going to have their Ultra reset as well. You know, Beat Barber coming in with that sound barrier. I'm often not a huge fan of aggressive sound barrier. I'm of the opinion that it should be used pretty much reactively almost all times. But, you know, it started out pretty well. Cognitive came around the corner, and they forced out both the eye field and the trans before they bladed. But Prodigious just had such a huge ult bank stacked up, they were able to just dump everything and win anyway.
Yeah, and again, the shield war gets lost by the side of Instaloch. Maxix with a huge pick on the Beat Farmer, and Nox takes down Slang Taffy, and now Instaloch looks lost in this fight as Muscles gets taken down. Nox takes down Sweet Buns. Cognitive Pit, the only person alive, he is the Nano Cree, the Electric Cowboy, but he gets one pick before dying, and Instaloch get no ticks on point A of Blizzard World. They're playing for another draw on Hybrid.
Yeah, it's looking grim for them. They need to force a draw, or they are eliminated from the playoffs here in the wildcard round. And you know, coming into that, it was just great what Prodigious were doing. It was, you know, very long sight lines, a lot of ability to really spam out the opposing resources, and all 6 people in their comp all had great spam potential. It was a fantastic spam comp made by them. They worked it to perfection. They got a lot of resources out of Instaloch. So that way, when they started to engage, they're already down 1 shield because they're running the Hog instead of the Sigma. And yeah, they just already have everything depleted. So there was not much they could do except to try to build up to that Nano Blade. And then once that went out the window, you could tell Instaloch, it was just kind of like, well, what do we do? What do we do here now, guys? And and so now, yeah, just one fight is all it's really going to take to push Prodigious into the next round of the playoffs.
Well, Instaloch are going to do something a little uncharacteristic for them. They're going to swap over to the double shield with the Bap Zen. Not running a Torbjorn. Oh, they are running a Torbjorn. Sorry, Sweet Buns.
Yes.
They aren't running a McCree. Cognitive Pit pulling out that soldier. He looked really, really strong with it on Route 66. So if he can pull off another performance like that, he will probably be a deciding factor in helping his team hold this. But we're going to have to see as they push in with O Stories pulling out the meta, playing the Mei.
Absolutely, and I like the Zen Bap here as well on defense. You have basically double defensive abilities with the eye field and the transcendence that I mentioned earlier at the beginning of last round. So that way, if O Stories comes in with this Blizzard, you can cancel that out with the Transcendence, and already some good play coming out. And they get a pick early on the J.
Oh, Slang Tap takes down J-Star, winning the Shield War, immediately swapping over to the double shield. Maxix does take down bad heals though, and that's such a huge pick for the side of Prodigious as Nox takes down Cognitive Pit. O-Stories now getting aggressive onto the tanks in the backline.
Another hammer kill!
Another hammer kill on the O-Stories. That's 2 for him in the night as Maxix is also taken down and Sweet Buns has looked unstoppable on the Torbjorn tonight.
Yeah, I don't care if Prodigious ends up winning this because Sweet Buns has won my heart with 2 hammer kills this series. Already up to 81% on their ult. They have just been having a fantastic game on that Torb.
Yeah, an absolutely fantastic showing coming out here. They lose bad heals early and still in the fight, and now the Shield War again firmly in the favor of Instaloch. The Coalescence does come out from Nagisa. She's been so strong on the Moira all night, but now the Torball coming out with the eye field, and Nox goes down to the Molten Core. J-Star takes down Cognitive Pit, but Sweet Buns is still alive. He gets the turret down, uses his overdrive to get the damage out. Muscles takes down O-Stories. The turret drops, so that is essentially a pick for the side of Prodigious, but they're going to be forced to back up now as Maxix gets taken down by Slang Taffy, who, despite playing the Orisa for most of this match, has looked real good on the Sigma as well.
Absolutely, and you know, Max is going down the Sigma there at the end. They've been hard flanking on this McCree. In the first team fight, they just popped up behind Beat Farmer back on that high ground where the boat is, did not get the kill, and got taken out by Beat Farmer. So not a great showing for Maxis on the McCree, and once again, just being behind them, not really being with the team on that McCree. And now they're going to initiate this with the Flux, but they're already down 1.
The Flux comes out from Overdrive as the High Noon comes out from Maxix. No one getting taken down by either ultimate here, and no ult committed. Actually, Muscles does commit the Orisa ultimate. The turret goes down, but Slang Captain trades out, takes down O-Stories, and the Blizzard. You're going to want to use that during this fight if you want to take the point. But if you're taken down early, the Blizzard isn't going to do anything as Slang Taffy and Bad Heals push forward more aggressively, take down Nagisa, and Instaloch with a second wind coming into this second point, the second half.
And look at the ult bank that they managed to build up too. Sweet Buns used that Molten Core not too long ago. Already pretty much has another one. They have their Transcendence up, they got their Attack Visor, their Matrix, and this is going to be the fight that decides it right here, more than likely.
Oh, Nagisa has another Coalescence already. O-Stories. Sorry, Maxix tries to use the Deadeye here and gets no one. Does manage to take down Cognitive Pit, but J-Star goes down to the Torb turret, and the Orisa ultimate dies, but Maxix takes down B-Farmer, but Sweet Buns, the turret gets 2! Laughing! Oh, Taffy takes down Nagisa. O-Stories and Overdrive alive on point, but the turret with 3 in the fight!
No one took it down!
Too strong!
And if you look, both teams,
shot the turret.
I love the way these teams played. Both teams just went into this fight and dumped everything they had. Every single ult. Minimum of 8. Each team had 4 going in at least, and they dumped all 8 of their ultimates collectively going into this. But this is going to benefit Prodigious a little bit because they have another Flux and Deadeye coming up. It's going to be the first ultimates online, but they lose O-Story so early!
Oh, O-Story dies early. The Flux does go out. They use the Deadeye They get one. B-Farmers goes down, not close to that. Lucio ultimate there, no beat for him, but Maxix gets sweep on 2. Maxix pulling out the McCree and saying, look, all right, it's time. We're going to win the map now. You guys can leave. But no, Bad Deals pulls out the Coalescence, and the entirety of Instaloch collapse onto Prodigious and win the fight. It's going to be another draw. We are still at 3-1 for Prodigious after map 5.
The second draw of the series, and Prodigious, they don't close the distance. They start off so well. They invest their only ultimates going into that with the Flux and the Deadeye. They get a good pick, but the rest of Instaloch, they were able to disengage fairly well. They build up to their Coalescence, they build up their Supercharger, and all that damage coming back in. The staying power just completely overwhelmed Prodigious right there. They didn't get it done at that first push. It was just all wrapped up for them. And yeah, we're moving on to a map 6.
Map 6. And don't stop me if I'm wrong here, but if Instaloch win this one and then they win the one after, we'd be going to map 9.
We would be. It would be the longest series in Tranquility history, to my knowledge.
Tranquility match, to my knowledge, as well.
Well, Bard, we called for a close match, and we're definitely getting that right now. I mean, 2 draws on both of our hybrid maps. And also, again, filled with great Torb play. I mean, it's a home run. What more could you ever want?
Yeah, absolutely. And we're going to go to Escort now. We're going to be watching Dorado. And this is a good map for a lot of the heroes that Instaloch have wanted to pull out.
Absolutely. It also benefits their kind of dive-centric playstyle as well if they want to give that another shot. And, it worked out on Ruins when they were on Ilios just a moment ago. And if they go out on attack or even defense, you could try it. The verticality, if Instaloch, with what they're playing, being kind of more anti-dive, the Torbjorn or a McCree or a Roadhog, it's good. But when you're on low ground and you're playing against all these high ground heroes trying to attack point A, it's incredibly difficult trying to get to that first choke. So it's going to be really interesting to see what Prodigious want to do here.
Yeah, absolutely. We are going to see Mambro Dude and Case coming back in for Prodigious as we push into this. And, we've seen some DPS and heal swap arounds, switcheroos on the side of Instaloch, but Sweet Buns locked in for the side of the DPS essentially, and it's looked really strong. That's 2 hammer kills for them on the Torbjorn. That's quite a few big Torb kills. Juke has popped in to tell us that the only true measure of a Torbjorn player is how many hammer kills they get, and I wholeheartedly agree.
Absolutely.
So,
what fool would disagree?
Has looked so strong. He does want me to clarify that he's being sarcastic, but I'm not going to do that.
He's not being
because I think he's right. If you get hammer kills, then you boom the enemy team mentally, and when you're boomed, you lose. And so, as a Torbjorn, this is from one DPS player to another. Only use your hammer. That's how you win games.
And I do love just how crazy Beat is with trying to get these hammer kills. In that final fight, in the final fight, potentially facing playoff elimination in a season-ending map, was going in with the hammer. I respect it so much.
And he was going in with the hammer, not just on any hero, but on Mei. He really is the people's
again.
He already had one on Ogre Drive on Sigma, and now he went in at the Mei with the hammer and secured the pick. And I don't know if there's anything else I really need to say, but you should all be watching Sweet Buns.
Can we just get the camera on him 24/7, please?
Yeah, if he plays Torb, can we just watch
no
him?
production.
Yeah, Juke, can we do that? Is that viable? Is it within our budget to only show Torbjorn footage?
coming out the start here. We're gonna see the Genji once again. Not surprising, flankers, pretty common on Dorado coming off the attack. Typically you just see Tracer or Genji, but for Dorado, mainly Genji because of the verticality that Genji provides, as opposed to Tracer being more horizontal mobility. And we're seeing another really good spam setup coming out from Prodigious. So I really like this. They recognized how well that's been working, especially on their defense on Didney Whirl, and they're gonna keep doing it.
Man, bro, dude, proving the Torbjorn is a man of many hats. He's also a sniper. He takes down Cognitive on the Widow, and Nox takes down Taffy, and that is two huge first picks coming out. And now Taffy and Cognitive Pit immediately making some swaps. Muskel's probably also going to swap over onto the Orisa. Yep, the double shields coming out for Instaloch now. Cognitive Pit playing that Hanzo. It's a battle for the shield break. It's a battle for the ages. Nano Blade is still the win condition. Poor Instaloch.
We're gonna get some Torb on Torb action here. We got Manbro dude already at 85. And we got Sweep Buns. Forcing the rotation out from Prodigious. This is good. This is exactly what Instaloch needs so far.
Oh, Manbro dude wins the first one-on-one with Sweep Buns. Takes him down. Torb on Torb action. And one Torb emerges victorious here. Oh, Slang Taffy. He gets halted back into Manbro dude, who also took down the enemy Torb's turret. Oh my god, Manbro dude has looked dominant on the Torbjorn, and he's only played him for like a minute.
Absolutely. A lot of these projectile heroes that Manbro dude has been playing tonight, Doomfist, Hanzo, Torbjorn, it's been looking excellent on pretty much all of them.
Absolutely, and now the shield war coming
dragon.
out. Tactics with a huge dragon, and there's no Baptiste, I feel, to keep his team alive. So Maxix gets 3 big picks there, comboed with the halt. I've got to say, for a Reinhardt one-trick, J-Star has looked very good on the Orisa tonight.
Continues to impress. Really good job pushing into them after that kill. And once again, Prodigious in a great situation. They win it just off of one ultimate. They used the pool, kind of that mini little graviton, as some would refer to it. You throw in the dragon, and
oh no, but Maxix,
and once again
takes down Muscle.
Look at B! Look at B Farmer! Excuse me. Wonderful Torbjorn players tonight.
He wanted the flank, but he gets taken down before because his Orisa dies early. And that is so sad. Can I get an F in the chat for Torbjorn?
Yes, F's in the chat, please. I'm calling it now. If this goes to 3-3, final map just needs to be decided in a Torbjorn Hammer 1v1. I will not settle for anything less. I know we've been harping on the Torb side back a lot. Please bear with this. It needs to happen. But
it's absolutely, I think it's a guarantee at this point. I think both these teams know. Oh, but Cognitive Pit gets first take onto Case with a good flank. Manbro chases him down, but he gets kept up by his supports. Badfield again looking like a fantastic Honest tonight. And the counter dragon coming out to transport the beat coming out from Beat Farmer. Manbro tries to commit his Molten Core here, but it's bouncing off a couple shields as he goes in. Overdrive takes down Cognitive Pit, but Sweet Buns trades it out. No! Sweet Buns dies to Manbro Molten Core, and now Muscle's backing up on top of it. Manbro getting Beat Farmer as well as J-Star takes down the other Orisa on the enemy team. And Overdrive pushing in with the aggression. Badfield, the last one left alive before their team gets taken down. And there's 30 seconds for Instaloch to take this.
Yeah, fantastic job by both teams. Really coming in and staggering their ults in one by one, countering each other the entire way through. But Manbro dude's Molten Core on the cart was really the deciding factor. It forced them all back. We saw one go down to it, so a big pick. And then it allows Prodigious to come in and get rallied up, get healed up, get their sustain, get their resources back, and push back in. But now they're going to have a very good ult bank for Instaloch to take this with 4 seconds left.
For Taffy, he does take down Overdrive. Manbro gets dropped low, but he managed to take down Cognitive. And Maxix with a huge double on the Dragon. Manbro with the double, a triple of his own.
Hammer, do it!
J-Star, he takes down Slang Taffy, and no one on Instaloch is able to touch. And they're going to need a heroic hold here to secure this map.
It wouldn't be their first time, Bard. As a matter of fact, it'd be their third time this series if they were able to pull that off. But yeah, when Prodigious go to this extremely strong spam with the BAP and the Zen, they got the Torb, they have the Hanzo. Like this comp for 2 maps in a row has just been excellent for them. I mean, you look at how they've played it on defense. It's 2 straight maps of 2 full holds. Like, it's just, you can't beat production like that. And now they have a golden opportunity after.
Actually, that's 3 straight maps of full holds because Route 66 ended with a 0.1 hold. This is 4 point full holds in a row.
Well, Instaloch got the full hold, not Prodigious.
No, it's 2 in a row for Prodigious, yes.
Yes.
It's 4 in a row overall.
Total, yes. But I'm saying for Prodigious, with their excellent spam composition so far, you know, and this looks like they've really wisened up. They tried to switch it up on their attack on Disney World, and it just didn't work out for them. And I like that they're saying, you know, hey, we played this 2 times in a row on defense, and we have literally had the best result we could possibly get. Why not just play this again and just keep going until they counter it? You know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Oh, sweet buns. They're going for the aggressive Bastion play. Muscles may have just given it away, but I don't think so. They've got the BAP. They've got the Mercy. They're playing in the room. The shield is down. Oh, and the Sonic Arrow comes out, and now they know.
They know.
The entirety of Prodigious.
They know.
They're pushing around from behind, getting the pressure. They know what they need to do now, and it's going to be so hard for Instaloch to maintain this. Oh, but the turret goes down. Mambro dude doesn't have a turret set up. He feels played, but the Rock from behind, Overdrive, playing in their backline, putting the damage in on that Bastion. The May well used, though, to let them reposition. Flame Cappy brought low, but he takes down J-Star. Sweet Buns takes down Mambro, dude. One turret beats the other, and Bastion is so clearly the bigger turret in that fight there. That's not meant to be an innuendo. I'm very sorry. I heard it after I said it. Cognitive Pit takes down Case, and now Instaloch look like they're gonna hold this really aggressively here. Max6. Oh, Max6 is being sneaky in the backline is Hanzo. Oh, he's gonna look for the pick here. He's gonna let his team know he's gotta take down the Bastion, or else the fight is gonna be lost. And the damage is in! The Flux goes out! The Immortality Field, he takes down Battlefield on the Flux! Takes down the Immortality Field! And now the counter Flux goes out though. Muscles and Taffy manage to get 2 of their own, but Max6 takes down Taffy, and now it's just Muscles left alive to contest this. And Max6, a huge flank from Hanzo there to secure the fight for his team.
Absolutely. Just great setup there by Prodigious. Not getting tilted, not getting boomed, using their heads and going back into it. And now look at this. They don't have anything on the side of Instaloch. They're close to a to a Supercharger and to a Blizzard, but they're going to have Trans on the side of Prodigious. They're going to have both support ultimates and a Dragon. They have a huge advantage here, and the Cryo is already out for Cognitive.
Window is out, the Dragon onto Taffy. He doesn't get out. Max6 catches him with the Storm Arrow. And now Cognitive Hit. He has 3% to his Blizzard. It could be enough to win this fight for his team. The Immortality Field goes down. The hold at Mambro dude! 2, 3 in a mine. He gets 2, and he gets the turret in that mine there. The Blizzard goes down, but it's not going to be enough because the Trance comes out. And Sweet Buns just looking for one last hammer kill there as Prodigious are going to win the series 4-1 with 2 draws, and that was, I have to say, one of the closest series I've seen, despite the final scoreline.
Absolutely, you know, the scoreline is 4-1, but I mean, you got to take into account 2 draws. It's far closer than a scoreline would ever show. You know, you can't take it out of context and just look at that. And going into that final fight, the idea is when you're going for such a close hold like that, you want to force them to use ultimates to get around you and to dislodge you, and then you rally back with your own ultimates. Because Instaloch also used their ults, it put them at a huge disadvantage going into that final fight. But fantastic job by Prodigious. You know, we wanted a close game, and we got it. An incredibly entertaining game with Bastion plays, Torb hammer kills, different compositions. We didn't just see double shield the entire time. Great Roadhog plays. You know, incredibly entertaining game for everyone.
Yeah, absolutely. A fantastic game. And that is, I believe, our last playoff match of the quarterfinals for Discord. And I think the last playoff match of the quarterfinals for any of the tiers, with Prodigious bringing this in 4-1. I believe. No, okay, I've been slightly corrected. Harmony tier is on to their semifinals. I think Discord tier goes on to their semifinals after this match. I could be wrong. Okay, no. Okay, sorry. I've been fully corrected again. Now we are moving into the quarterfinals for Discord tier and moving into the quarterfinals for Transcendence tier. As always, we have the Iris podcast on Mondays. So this next upcoming Monday at 8:30 Eastern Standard Time, we are going to have the usual suspects hosting the Iris podcast for you. I have been your play-by-play caster, Bard. You can find me on Twitter at OWBard or on Twitch at OWBard. I've been joined by Juke, who is running our production. He can be found on Twitter at, I think, Friend Juke?
Friend Juke without the I.
Friend Juke without the I. And I have also been joined by Vila on Analyst. You want to plug your stuff, Vila?
Vila OW. You can find me on Twitter. Thank you all so much for watching. This has been a joy.
Yeah, thanks for coming out tonight, guys. Be good people.